Hello and welcome back to Wano. My name is Beast, and today we're back with Pain. Okay, if my heart had wings. Today we'll be starting and potentially finishing Yoru-Route. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. Anyways, let's just get into it without much ado and suffer the whole rejection. A few days have passed since that summer when I hadn't given them a clear reply. Some vacation had started. Still active activities during vacation, but Asa wasn't showing up. Ever since then, Asa stayed shut in the dorm and hasn't shown up in the club. The situation sure didn't lift everyone's spirits. As for me, I was worrying about it constantly every day. Impossible. I couldn't choose either one of them. Asa thinks highly of me. I couldn't simply discard her feelings. I just couldn't, no matter what. However, at the same time, it was just as impossible to pretend I didn't know how Yoru felt. How she wished for her sister's love to be fulfilled to the point where she concealed her own true feelings.
姉さんを振ったら承知しません。
Whatever Yoru does, she's always thinking of Asa. Yoru acted like this again because she wanted to resolve this hopeless situation. Nah, that doesn't matter. The position is that I simply couldn't ignore Yoru's feelings either, so I became very indecisive. That's right, both Asa and Yoru are really important to me. I can't just choose one of them. If I did, there was a chance that I'd make a crack in their relationship. That's why I...
答えが決まったってことでしょうか。
She asked that before I even said anything. Has really good intuition. Well, about that. It took a lot of courage to say this, saying it might make Yoru hate me. But it was that kind of thing, but... I'm sorry. I had to say it. I had to tell it properly.
まあ、予想はついてましたから。
I was a little surprised by Yoru's indifferent reply. Seems like she was prepared for this. For my words, for this answer.
じゃあ先輩は姉さんの気持ちに応えるということでいいんですね。
About that! Not exactly. I'm gonna turn down Oz's confession as well. I'm for sure. This surprised Yoru a little.
なんでですか。あんな先輩にはもったいないくらいのいい子なのに、そんな姉さんを先輩は。
I'm sorry, I know that, but I'm really sorry.
わかってます。先輩は別にどちらかを選ばなきゃいけないってわけでもないですし。ごめんなさい。なんだか無茶苦茶なことを言っちゃって。
Yoru apologized with an awkward expression. She was probably embarrassed by acting unusually not emotional just now.
先輩は好きな人っているんですか？
That was a tough question. Someone I like. Well, someone that came to mind, but I'm not really sure. I dodged the question. Still didn't really understand my feelings. No, I felt that I loved both of them, but that was...
じゃあ、私も姉さんも付き合うには値しないと。そういうことでいいんですね。
That's a very mean way to put it.
率直に聞いてみてるだけです。
Sorry, I can't really explain this right now. I just haven't sorted out my own feelings yet. It's just that, I guess I can't choose either of you. Couldn't explain that. I just thought it would be the best to escape the issue.
わかりました。
Yoru gave a little nod as if she was agreeing to something. Then,
姉さんも振ってきてあげてください。
she said with a strange smile on her face. Yoru, Yoda seemed really tough right now. I thought she was incredible. That's why I felt the painful squeeze in my chest.
はい。
It's me! Can I come in?
どうぞ。
Mm.
先輩。
After I entered the room, Asa became restless. I'm sorry about the other day.
いえ、あれはこちらが。
Asa started speaking hesitantly while averting her eyes awkwardly.
先輩。
Yeah?
私、わかってます。先輩に言われる前から、わかってます。部活だって、ソアリングだってなんだって。私はいつも、自分の拠り所を探していました。それで、今回は先輩のことが気になりだしたりして。
Damn, I should have spoke right away. I can't let her say any more than this. I just stood there and let Asa say all these painful things. That's just no good. I've been thinking about it very hard, and that's the answer I came up with. So, sorry, can't really return your feelings. I ended up hurting Asa as well. I noticed what happened, but it made my chest hurt nonetheless. Wondered why the two of them ended up falling for someone like me. Wasn't the time to think about that. Had to tell her properly. I turned Yoru down as well. Tell you the truth, Yoru confessed to me later that day, and I turned her down. Feelings made me really happy, but I don't think I can return them. I'm really sorry.
どうしてですか？
Asa asked in a husky voice.
どうして？ヨルちゃんはいい子ですよ。先輩言ってたじゃないですか。かっこいいって。それなのに、どうして？
Even so, I just don't see her that way. I told her clearly. I didn't think of her like that. Not interested in either. I didn't need to say anything else. There was nothing more to say. So I'm sorry.
それは、嘘です。
Huh?
私はずっと人の顔ばかり気にして生きてきました。だから、わかるんです。先輩は、嘘をついています。
Huh? When Asa said that, it was as if she peeked right into my heart.
だって先輩は、そんな後ろめたそうに目をそらして話す人じゃありません。
Damn. I was trying not to, but I consciously,
いつも堂々としてて、楽しそうで、一生懸命で。だから、そんな申し訳なさそうな顔はしません。先輩は、そういう顔は。
I forgot. Asa was also always very observant in regards to her surroundings, people's gestures and such. She's the kind of girl who easily notices even subtle trivial signs that people make.
私は先輩がヨルちゃんを選んでも、ヨルちゃんを恨んだりしません。そりゃ、落ち込むことはあるかもしれないですけど、それはそれで当然というか。
No, you're wrong, Asa. That's not what I meant.
出てってください。
Asa!
お願いします。
I wanted to explain and clear things up, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't do anything about it. To begin with, what Asa had said was true. It was exactly like that. She was spot on. That's why I couldn't do anything but leave without saying a word. I failed. I laid down on my bed and stared at the ceiling as I looked back at my mistake. And I only wanted to avoid hurting Asa. I could clearly say that I loved one of them. I would have been prepared to hurt the other, but when I thought about it like this, it made everything all too clear. I was concerned about both Asa and Yoru. That's how I felt. If I labeled those unsteady feelings as love, somebody might have gotten mad at me, but I love both of them after all. So is your route literally just like, yes, we fucking double twin ending? What? Or is this gonna be, you're just fucking confusing me at this point in the game. Next
朝、ま
morning.
だ熱が下がらないんだって。一度治りかけてたけど、ぶり返しちゃったんだって。だから今日も部活お休みらしいよ。朝ごはんもパスみたい。
Asa didn't show up at breakfast. Apparently she wasn't feeling well again. We had set the table before we heard that Asa was sick, so breakfast was there too, untouched. Guess I'll wrap it up and put it in the fridge before I start eating.
で、何かあったの？
Kanako came close and whispered in my ear. Huh? What do you mean?
だって、葵くん朝から落ち着きがないし、お箸を何とも持ち直してご飯食べなかったり、かと思ったら、朝ちゃんの食事片付け始めたり。変よ。
Is that so?
またなんかあったのかなーって思ってさ。ほら、あっちもおかしいし。
Yoru kept eating in silence. She was frowning and had a complicated expression the whole time.
怒らせるようなことしちゃった？
Well, I did. I didn't manage to turn Asa down properly. Though the result itself wasn't that different from my original intention. So maybe it's not a problem? Maybe I should leave things as is without clearing up that misunderstanding. But I kept thinking about it last night. Thoughts were running around as if they were trapped in a maze and couldn't find a way out. For now, I'll try asking Yoru how Asa was doing last night.
先輩、
After breakfast, Yoru came to me herself before I even had the chance to call out to
ご
her.
めんなさい。
In addition, she apologized. Huh? What? Why are you apologizing? I'm the one who should apologize.
どうして先輩が謝るんですか？
Well, aren't you angry that it didn't turn Asa down properly?
え？触れなかったんですか？
No, I did, but how should I put it? It just went in a way that left a bad aftertaste.
私がさっきイライラしていたのは、先輩に対してじゃなくて、姉さんに対してです。
Really? I was a little taken aback by Yoru's unexpected words. I was sure that she was mad at me for hurting Asa. She was angry because it didn't turn Asa down properly.
姉さんが意味のわからないことを言って、子供みたいに閉じこもってるから。怒っていたんです。
Something you didn't understand?
はい、部屋に戻ったら、姉さんはすごく落ち込んでいました。だから励まそうとしたんです。先輩に振られたから落ち込んでると思ったから。だから、元気づけようと。でも、
But?
姉さん、振られてショックなわけではないって言うんです。だったら何なのかって聞いたんですが、ただ私にごめんって謝ってくるだけで。
Apologized. Asa didn't misunderstand it. She thought that it turned her down so I could be with Yoru. Oh, it's pretty close, but still off the mark. But I had no way to explain it to her. What a troublesome situation.
今朝もそんな感じです。多分熱はないですよ。引きこもっていたいみたいです。
That's how it is. See, she didn't have a fever after
先輩
all.
は、私のことも姉さんに言ったんですよね。
Yeah, I told her that I turned you down first. Then I apologized to her too.
先輩が姉さんにどういうことを言ったのかわからないですが、多分姉さんは誤解しているんだと思います。自分を傷つけようとしまいとして、私を振ったんじゃないか。
She misunderstood. She sure did. Brushing it off as a misunderstanding won't properly explain
姉さんは
everything.
ちょっと卑屈すぎます。そんなことで。先輩の気持ちも考えず、自分のことばかり考えて。ちょっとわがまますぎです。だから怒ってたんです。
Really felt big time here. And I turned them both down because I didn't want to ruin their relationship with each other. But in the end, that's exactly what had happened. Am I stupid or what?
もう、いいです。姉さんのことは放っておきます。
Huh?
姉さんがあそこまでわがままだとは思いませんでしたから。姉さんが頭を冷やしてくれるまでは絶好です。
Damn, I have to tell her everything. Otherwise, their relationship will get awkward because of me. Can't leave things as they are. Sorry, it's my fault. It's all because I lied to her.
嘘？とりあえず、学校に行きながらお話ししましょうか。
We walked side by side in silence. Sure, Yoda was waiting for me to say something. It was a delicate issue. I had a hard time getting the words out of my mouth, but I had to say it. You know, I love you, Yoda. But at the same time, I love Asa too.
それは。
I resolved myself and said this. I know I had to tell her, but I knew it wasn't going to work. That's why I decided to apologize to both of you. And I turned you both down, but Asa saw through me. Yoda stood there open-mouthed with surprise. It's only natural. After all, what I just said was very selfish. Then, unexpectedly...
つまり、先輩は私のことも好きと？
Yes.
姉さんのことも？
That's how it is. Answered honestly. Yoda's eyes were moving left and right, and she looked confused. Like she had absolutely no idea how to respond.
さすが先輩ですね。いろいろとちょっとおかしいです。
I'm sorry, I'm aware of that too. I said this myself, so of course I knew full well how weird it was. But I couldn't do anything about it. It wasn't that I couldn't decide, I wanted both of them. I loved them both to the point that I couldn't even compare them. Really, I'm sorry. Tried to trick you too. Truly sorry.
でも、やっぱり姉さんが悪いですよ。それだと。
Huh?
私は姉さん以外の人間には鈍感ですから、そんな先輩の嘘はわからなかったですけど。結局それって、姉さんが先輩の気遣いを無視して、勝手に勘違いしてるってことじゃないですか。
That might be the case, but...
だったらやっぱり、姉さんが悪いです。
Yoda declared in a usual forceful tone. But it was my lie that made her...
二人とも好きだから振り回した。なんて。そんなこと言えないですよ、普通。ドン引きしますし。ないですよね。付き合う前から心が二股なんて。ないです。普通ないです。
Yeah, I didn't think it could work either. But that's just how I felt, so there was nothing I could do about it, right?
だから、先輩のことを疑って、勝手に疑心暗鬼に陥ってる姉さんが全面的に悪いです。先輩は気にする必要ありませんよ。そこは。
Yoda. What Yoda said did make me feel a little better, but even if I say so, it's still my fault. Besides, I can't just leave us all alone like...
そういうところが火種を大きくしてるんです。きっと。先輩は優しいです。でも、こういう時は優しくしちゃダメなんです。女の子は優しくされると突き上がる生き物なんです。だからその優しさに甘えて自分勝手になっちゃう。こういう時は突き放してやらなきゃダメなんです。振ろうとしたんだったら嫌われる覚悟も持ってください。先輩には人に嫌われる覚悟がありません。
To be prepared to be hated. That certainly might be the case. Alright, I'm sorry.
私が何とかします。先輩、一応聞いておきますよ。私と姉さん、どっちも好きってことに間違いはないですね。
Yeah.
じゃあ、大丈夫です。私が何とかします。
She just kicks down the door to the room because Asa locked it. And just kicks down the door. We're going to share this boy toy. What? She said she'll do something about it. But what was she planning exactly? Asked her, but she didn't tell me.
はあ、やっぱりもういる。ちょっと葵くん、何夜と二人で勝手に学校行っちゃってるのよ。じゃないわよ。私が飛び予想に行ったらもういないし。登校日はみんなで行こうって話してたのにね。だから今朝はアゲハも寮にわざわざ寄ってくれたのに。
Come to think of it, she is right. wanted to talk with Yoru one-on-one, and we somehow ended up leaving the dorm by ourselves. Even though we had decided to go to school all together today.
ほんと。葵ってば白状よね。なんで待ってくれなかったのかしら。
I'm really sorry. I wanted to discuss something with Yoru, and we just kinda went ahead.
朝からコソコソしてて、それも怪しいわよね。何を話してるんだか。
That's...
あの後、せっかく朝が元気になって出てきたのに。
Huh? Really? 朝？
うん。私たちと一緒に学校来たよ。カナが部屋に様子を見に行ったら、もうだいぶ調子が良くなったって出てきたの。それで、一緒に学校に来たわけね。
Kanako.
葵くん。
Kanako came along while we were talking. Ah, Kanako, I heard about Asa!
そのことを伝えに来たんだけど、コトリンとアゲハちゃんに聞いたみたいね。
Yes, so it wasn't a cold?
そうね。ちょっとずる休みっぽかったし、連れてきちゃった。
You brought her along?
だって、ずる休みは良くないわよ。私が部屋に行った時ね。朝ちゃん、学校に行くか悩んでたの。もう制服にも着替えて。ね。
Asa was going to go to school?
迷ってたみたいね。だから誘ったのよ。迷うくらいなら来いって。
That's how it was. Could it be that she didn't come down this morning because it was hard for her to see me face to face? It wasn't that she didn't want to go to school, but it was hard for her to go with us. I'm sorry the trouble, I'm just so spineless.
気にしない気にしない。同じ屋根の下で暮らしてる仲間じゃない。手助けくらいはするわよ。
This route is just the always self-deprecation route. I'm a piece of shit. Somebody help me.
葵くん何かやらかしたの？
Well, yeah, don't worry about it.
気にしないでって言われると気になるのが人間の差がってものよね。
Great! Somebody put a box on my fucking mace! What the fuck is this? Why are there so many fucking capsule things? It's like empty coffee capsules. Mother dearest, what the fuck is happening again? It's like crafts random bullshit out of that. She's also like crafted like this mini house in like one corner of our house. Just like, yes, it's like the fucking Christmas fairy house or something. And by God, it's starting to worry me. Anyways, this is not staying on my fucking mace. I need to be able to wield it at a moment's notice. Anyways, don't worry about it! Oh, Scott, I'm already at a point where I want to stream more SMT5. I'm enjoying that game so much. Like, I'm just, like, fucking running, like, back and forth, farming all fucking day when I can. And when we're back to the stream, it'll just be the first boss, and I'll one-shot it or something. Another guy rejected. Wait, what? I didn't say it.
アゲハ、こうなったら徹底的に調べ尽くしてやりましょう。どういうことなの、葵。
Give me a break! You guys are so annoying! As this means that Asa and Yoru should run into each other in the classroom right about now.
おっと、急いで教室戻らないと。じゃあ、またね。
Kanako rushed out of the classroom. I was disheartened, but before going to the club, I wanted to drop by the first year's classroom. Yoru said she would do something, but These were C's that I had sewn myself. I couldn't just leave it up to her. Even though it was a school day, classes finished in the morning. As soon as we were dismissed, I went towards the first year's classroom. Because I thought I was too slow, Asa might go back to the... because I thought if I was too slow, Asa might go back to the dorm. Might have been a better idea to go back to the dorm and discuss everything more calmly, but I wanted to talk with her as soon as possible. I was determined. There was no room for hesitation. Huh? As I got closer to Asa's in Yoru's classroom, I noticed some kind of commotion. Some people were gathered outside the classroom and they were peeking inside.
何かあったのか？喧嘩らしいぜ。
A fight?
なんか、双子が喧嘩してるんだと。掴み合いにまでなってるらしいぜ。
No way!
だから部活に行かないって言うの？
That's not grappling! You're putting this way out of proportion. She's grabbing her by the sleeve and shoulder, and she's pinching her cheek. That isn't grappling. Grappling is like properly fucking locked together, possibly rolling on the floor. What was that?
だって私が行くと迷惑だもん。先輩の重しになっちゃうし、ヨルちゃんにだって。だからそれは誤解って言ってるじゃない。
As I thought, it was Asa and Yoru. Moreover, it didn't end with a mere quarrel. They were even grappling each other. Again! Not exactly!
先輩は姉さんに悪いから私を振ったんじゃない。そんなわけないよ。だって先輩嘘ついてる。私にはわかるの。嘘はついてるかもしれない。でもそういうのじゃないって言ってるじゃない。じゃあ何なの？
Asa grabbed Yoru's shirt and pulled her close.
そういうのがヨルちゃんのそういうことが気に食わないって言ってるんだよ。いつもそうやって分かってる風に私が同情されたいわけじゃないもん。
Damn! Asa was misunderstanding everything. I have to stop! Both of you?
先輩は邪魔しないでください。
Okay! I tried to cut into their quarrel, but they didn't let me. Most of the other students were just watching their fight in amusement. Some people even got worried and went to call the teacher, but the majority were enjoying this unusual event.
いいぞー！もっとやれー！
こういうのってキャットファイトって言うんだっけ？
They really like a good show!
別に同情なんてしてないわよ。人の話も聞かず勝手に姉さんが暴走しているだけ。それにいつもそうやってって何？私は別に姉さんに対して余裕があるだなんて思ってない。思ってるよ。
Should I stop them by force? First of all, I have to pull them apart. Even if they didn't go as far as exchanging blows, it was still awful that they've completely lost their cool. Anyway, I have to calm them
ヨルちゃ
down.
んにはわからないんだよ。私の気持ちなんて何もできないって辛いんだよ。肩身が狭いんだよ。周囲がすごすぎるとそれだけで息するのが辛くて。ヨルちゃんは優秀だから余裕な態度で私を哀れむ。空を飛べるからそんなことができちゃうの。
And there's the blow.
いい加減にしてよ姉さん。上とか下とかそんな話は私はしてない。そうやって勝手にコンプレックス抱えて私のこと勝手に憎んで恨んで。知ってる。姉さんがそういう風に時々私に嫉妬してたことくらい。だってこれだけ一緒にいるんだもん。そんなの分かって当然じゃない。でも同情なんてしないわよ。言ってるじゃない。私は姉さんのことをすごいと思ってる。尊敬してる。本当に心の底から。だから私もいつだって姉さんの憧れであろうとしてる。ただそれだけ。それなのになんでそんなことを言うの？
Yoru. She was talking to us as if she was trying to calm down a small child, gently yet in a firm tone.
私はすごくないし ヨルちゃんが振られるわけだって。だったら私が悪いに決まってて。姉さん、ほんとその突き抜けた自信のなさ、どうにかした方がいいわよ。
Okay. Like, okay, we gotta need some privacy here. So, anyone other than me, like, he just walks into the classroom. So, anyone other than me, Yoru and Asu, in or around this classroom in the next minute or so, and hasn't gone away yet, will have their kneecaps bent backwards.
先輩は嘘をついてるんだもん。私にはわかるんだもん。もう。
Yoru sighed with
ね、
resignation.
いい姉さん。先輩はそうじゃないの。先輩はね、私も姉さんも好きだから、私たちを振ったの。
Asa looked at me. I just nod without saying anything.
そんな、どうして。
Can we just talk about how all the students are like listening in on this? And they're like, wait, what the fuck? I didn't mean to do that. Come back here, jackass. You don't get to fucking run away from me. You can't escape! I just fucking halved it! Except it was not the one I actually had on my club, but another one. I really need to grab like a new box for this. Cardboard box, all the like paper trash is in, is like... is like slowly but surely getting wrecked from all my hits. Ah, by fucking God. By Jove! Let's like place that here. So it acts as a brace.
どちらかだけ傷つけたり、それで禍根を残したり。そういうのが嫌だったそうよ。だから二人とも振った。別に私を選んでたけど姉さんに遠慮したとか、そういうのじゃないわ。姉さんは素敵な女の子。私に劣らないくらい。ね。どんな逆境も乗り越えて頑張れる。そんな女の子よ。そんな姉さんだから先輩も好きだったのよ。だから私はダメだのどうの言ってたら、そんな姉さんを好きな先輩にも失礼よ。姉さんにはいつだって弱い自分に飲まれず頑張ってほしいって、そう思ってるから。ごめんなさい、ヨルちゃん。私、こちらこそいつもごめん。
That was the end of their talk. They just kept looking at each other in silence for a while. This development caused a noisy chat to erupt among the surrounding students.
つまり、あの人が原因ってこと？
こういうのって二股って言うんだっけ？
A lot of the comments in that commotion were being directed at me. Naturally. When you put their conversation together, it's pretty obvious I was the cause of it all. I don't feel like staying here. I want to run away. But I can't just leave the two of them like this.
ほら、お前ら何教室で喧嘩してるんだって、お前たちは、ソアリング部。
Oh, Tomioka! Students had gone to find the teacher came back with Tomioka.
またお前らはいらんトラブルを。とにかく喧嘩はやめだ。
大丈夫です。もう仲直りしましたから。
いや、大丈夫って。こんな騒ぎにしたんだ。状況くらいは今から生徒指導室で説明をだな。
ですよね、姉さん。というわけよ、先輩。
And now Yoda turned her words to me. Times like this. Let's solve this. Sensei, both of you, let's go. took their hands, bolted out of the classroom.
おいこら何がそういうわけでだあと廊下は走るなこら
He ignored Tobioka's shout and just ran towards the entrance. I wonder if Will gets called for this later!
いいんじゃないですか。喧嘩は本当に終わっていたわけですし、勝手に騒いでいたのは他の生徒です。
Well, I guess that aside, I was thinking of going to the club. You'll come too, right, Asa?
はい。
One way or another, thanks to you to persuasion, their fight had ended. We didn't talk about what happened. We just went to the secret base and committed ourselves to club activities. Whenever our eyes met, Asa was looking away bashfully. Was she embarrassed because she knew about my feelings or because I'd seen their quarrel earlier? Probably both. But I couldn't see everything was settled yet. In fact, we've gone back to this ambiguous situation once again. The one thing that was different is that both of them now knew how I felt. I told them what I thought. They knew my feelings, but I had to confirm my feelings once again and give them a proper answer. That I had no intention of going out with both of them. That's what I've chosen to do.
朝。朝って空とか鳥が好きらしいわね。そういう話を妹から小耳に挟んだわ。憧れていいわよ。惚れていいわよ。My name is 小鳥。I am a 小鳥。すみません。ちょっと言ってる意味がわからないです。理解すらされてないじゃない。今あんた、私のギャグで笑ったでしょ。そんなことはないですよ。嘘言いなさいな。私は見たわよ。私の仕草を見て、くすりと笑う。私が鳥先輩なんて見て笑うわけがないでしょ。いや、いつだって笑い物にはしていますけど。仲直りはできたってとこかな。
I guess. Were you worried?
まあ、それなりに。
About to be more worried. Kanako let out a laugh. Seems she was relieved. But still haven't reached a conclusion. I have to convey my feelings one more time and end this properly.
葵くんは、本当に物事に誠実よね。しっかりしすぎている嫌いもあるけど。
I hate leaving things unfinished. Whatever I do, I have to do it properly.
そういうとこ、かっこいいと思うよ。あの子たちがいなかったら、惚れてるかも。
は？
なんて、冗談よ。
Please stop playing around like that.
今日は随分と進んだわね。
Whenever the sun sets and someone mutters that line, it was a sign to finish our club activities. It's not that someone decided this, it was just an unspoken agreement.
今日はこの辺でお開きとしましょうか。じゃあ、アゲハちゃん、ニコトリちゃん。今日私、ウィンディで買いたいものがあるんだけど、付き合ってくれないかな。別に構わないけど、私たちだけ？女の子だけで行きたいとこなの。でも、葵くんを一人で帰らせるのもかわいそうでしょ？だから。
Kanako said elusively.
女の子だけって、まさか、葵くんにいつも同じ下着履いてる女って思われるのも嫌だなって。葵、かなこさんの下着いつも見てんの？
She shows it off herself.
不潔！
Then you should tell her to wear clothes.
じゃあ、そういうわけだから、二人は連れて行っちゃうわね。またね、あさちゃんとよるちゃんも。いや、はい。お疲れ様でした。また後で。
Kanako hastily finished her preparations to go home and left, with taking Kotori and Age along with her. Naturally, Asa, Yoru, and I were left behind. I'm sure they wanted to give me some time. Let's go home too. You weren't saying anything. We just walked along, engulfed in an awkward atmosphere. We weren't gloomy, just confused, like everyone was wondering what to say. But we had to say something. We had to continue our conversation from a while ago. Asa, Yoru, and I, all three of us were probably thinking the same thing. The girls already knew my feelings. Of course, I knew how they felt. So what I had to do was bridge the gap between us. Fix our relationship by telling them how I felt. Okay, Asa, Yoru, I stopped walking. The two of them stopped too. Asa? Just as I was about to start talking, Asa interrupted me.
ずっと考えてたんです。やっぱりまずは私が謝らないとって。あんなに迷惑かけてしまって。
No, the trouble.
昨日からあんなに何度もすみませんでした。
本当よ。姉さんは一度大いに反省してください。
そうよね。私のくだらない悩みのために二人を。
No, I told you it's not like that, Asa.
悩みはくだらないなんてことはないでしょ。やってることがくだらなかったの。
はい、そうでした。
ま、そういうことね。私もごめんね、姉さん。もう少しさしてあげればよかった。姉さんのこともこの恋のことも。それにね、心のどこかで確かに姉さんのこと同情的に見てたのかも。私ね、先輩は姉さんと付き合ってほしいって思ってたから。だから余裕ぶっちゃってたのかもしれない。そういうの見透かされて姉さんの負担になってたのかも。
At that point, their words broke off and silence filled the air. Actually, the sounds of cars in the distance or the turning windmills were still reverberating around us, but we felt as if all sound had disappeared from the world. Or perhaps as if time had stopped. Time and sound just took a rest, waiting for my response. Okay, listen. Have resolved myself. Tell them both at once more. I love both of you, but for that reason, I can't go out with either of you. I'm sorry. My answer hadn't changed at all.
あのさ、先輩。
What? I was prepared to be reproached. It wouldn't be a problem if they blamed me, got angry, or even threw the worst swears at me. I was prepared for their complaints.
ちょっと提案があるんだけど。
Proposition?
だったら、両方と付き合っちゃえばいいんじゃないですか？
Huh? Ah! Ah! The moment of just a hat and caused like that was just a loud ass crack in my neck. What the fuck?
いや、だって、私も姉さんも先輩のことが好きなわけじゃないですか。で、先輩も私たちのことを好いてくれている、と。だったら何も悩むことはないと思うのですが。先輩は、私たち二人と付き合えばいい。
Huh? What? Wait! Wait a minute! No matter how compelling that may be!
そうだね。そうすれば誰も損しない。
No, wait a minute! Asa, why are you agreeing to this?
だってみんなきちんと付き合ってるんです。それなのにわざわざ全部の気持ちを無視するのももったいないじゃないですか。
Disrespectful. That's a sound argument, but is it really a good thing to respond to people's feelings with such emotions? Wait, even so, that could be controversial. One person going out with two people. In society, that's considered two-timing.
二股の何が悪いんですか？
What? It's called polyarmory. My thoughts on polyarmory, as long as all participants are fine with it or agree with it, is fine. If they all know about the situation and decided, yes, we want this, then why the fuck should society get involved? The issue is when not all participants are on the same level. Like, hey, she doesn't know that he's dating her, but she knows he's dating her and is basically accepting that. That's the bad. Two-timing and cheating has, to me, in my opinion, has the very, essential, aspect of betrayal in it, in my opinion, and that's what makes it bad. As long as no one is being betrayed in that, why the fuck should anyone care? All of them have talked this through, have assessed the situation, have thought about the situation, and decided that their preferred, resolution of the situation would be this polyamorous solution. As long as that's the case, I don't care. However, the second even just one participant is not down with it, it becomes bad. Because then it's just okay, if if you still want to respect that participant, you have to cut them out. Otherwise, you're just being a selfish prick because you still want her as well, or she still wants him as well, but is unwilling to decide, basically. As long as everyone is on the same level, on the same page, everything is fine. It doesn't have to be on the same level as long as they're on the same page. If one in the relationship is into being treated like a side hoe, let's call it a fucking mistress, I guess. Then if they're into it, then sure, why the fuck not? But as long as they're all on the same page.
私は先輩を独占したいわけじゃありません。私が欲しいのは先輩の愛です。
No, love is...
愛することは傷つくことだ。なんて言ってる人たちって、恋に酔ってるだけの酔っ払いですよ。
No!
私たちは先輩の愛をシェアすることに決めたのです。
でも、私たち以外に浮気するのは許しませんので。
You're keeping me all to yourselves after all. I couldn't tell if they were normal or very open-minded.
だって気持ちが届かないのって寂しいじゃないですか。このシェアは不可能なシェアではありません。私と姉さんが納得できる珍しいシェアです。私は誰もが損をせず幸せになれる、そんな方法を提案したいのです。
Somehow your way of speaking resembles a business talk.
そういうのってダメでしょうか。
Yoru.
私わがままなんですよ。姉さんに幸せになってほしくない。自分だってそうありたい。その可能性があるならその努力をしてみたいです。お願いもしてみたいです。お願いです先輩。私も姉さんも先輩のことが好きですから。
I knew that she was serious. She wasn't kidding. She wasn't desperate either. Sure, if you think about it normally, it does seem like an impossible solution, but you still dared to suggest it.
私からもお願いです。
For example, isn't there anime that recently aired like Kanojo mo Kanojo or something? Like, I haven't watched this. I just straight up didn't like feel like it. But I did remember correctly in that at the start one of the people involved was against it. And that's kind of like part of the reason why I decided not to go for it. I know that she comes around to the idea. But still, that's still like a very uncomfortable situation. Better than hiding it from her that they still like were open about it, but still one part of the chain didn't really want to be fucking have other links in there, so. Masa?
私もヨルちゃんとだったらいいです。こんなお願いされて先輩は迷惑だと思いますし、もしかしたら嫌いになっちゃったかもしれませんが、でも好きです先輩。私たち二人と付き合ってください。
You too. Go out with both of them. I was racking my brain about this since yesterday, but this idea honestly didn't cross my mind. I guess I was restrained by the boundaries of common sense. But certainly, if Yoru and Asa both agreed to it, if I agreed to that suggestion. But was I really capable of making two people happy? Wait, what am I doing getting all faint-hearted now? Get a grip! You're a man, Minase! Two girls just proposed something like this to you! Not responding to her advances would be a shame for me as a man! If you're a man, do it! I got it. I will go out with both of you.
Senpai!
Both of them smiled from ear to ear. When I saw that, I was glad I didn't respond like this. You imagine if in this situation they then decided, okay, we're going to make him go out with one of us and then secretly swap places over and over again, doing like dates and such, until it's basically like, hey, you've gone on dates with both of us so often at this point, you might as well just date both of us. It would be mildly hilarious. They just decided, yes. Spy time! I wouldn't take that as romance, but it would be kind of a funny idea. Like, okay, so he's too bound to like the ideas of you're only allowed to date one person, despite him actively saying that he likes both of us. So we're just going to make him accidentally date both of us. And saw that I was glad I responded like this. I'm looking forward to going out with both of you. Move closer to them, man.
Senpai!
It was like a dream. I gently embraced them. For that, I ended up going out with both of them. Wonder how the others are gonna react to this. Wonder how her grandpa is gonna react to this. Jesus. At that time, Minase Aoi, started going out with both Kazuto Asa and Kazuto Yoru.
Huh?
Huh?
どういうことなのかしら。
The confession left everyone stunned. It's no wonder. Honestly, they were probably wondering what on earth I was talking about. That's exactly what I said. I just thought it would be best if I told everyone. So I'm going out with both of them.
堂々と二股かけてんじゃないわよ。クズ、人間のクズ。
As expected, I had earned their contempt.
これはまたなかなか愉快な結末ね。
Kanako's glance wasn't happy though. It was scary. Hold on a minute, Kotri. Try to think about it.
何よ。
Two heads are better than one.
死んでしまえ。
That is not the thing you should be saying in this situation! What the fuck?! I tried to calm her down, but it seems like it was futile. Oh, well, I guess that's how it is. There's no way that they would get angry. It's like I'm the enemy of women.
待ってください皆さん。これは私たちが言い出したことなんです。
朝、多分葵くんに騙されてるわよ。
いや、そんなことは。
そうです。私と姉さんは騙されたんです。
What? I was shocked by Yoda's sudden betrayal. Even though she came up with the idea herself, is she going to backstab
最
me?
初は私たちのことを思って、二人のことは好きなんかではないと嘘をつかれました。でも、その後いろいろあって、喧嘩して、揉めて。それで分かったんです。私と姉さんは先輩のことが好きだし、先輩もきちんと私たちのことを好きなんだって。
Yoru.
だから、私とヨルちゃんは先輩とお付き合いします。そのことでもしかしたら、この寮の皆さんにはご迷惑をおかけするかもしれませんが、よろしくお願いします。
まあ、朝が葵くん好きなのはなんとなく分かってたしね。
そうなんですか？
まあ、あれだけ好き好きオーラ出してたらね
そりゃあそうね。
え。まさか妹までとは思わなかったし、その両方を葵くんが好きになるとは思わなかったけど。
I know would have guessed myself. That sure was a huge surprise for me, too.
懐が広いというか、なんというか。
普通じゃない。不純よね。
まあ、でも、本人たちがいいって言ってるなら、私たちが反対する理由なんてないわよね。
そうね。もうそれ以上は当人同士の問題だし。
Both of you. When they said that, I felt a little relieved. I'd been prepared for them to act more coldly than to me.
ありがとうございます。ま、付き合うなら二人を幸せにしてあげないと、私は怒っちゃうけど。
Yes.
しかし、妹が人を好きにね。
何ですか？その意外そうな顔は。
別に。
しかし、後輩に先を越されちゃったけど、どうしましょう、ゆかさん。
なんで私に振るのよ。
なんだか、肩身が狭い。あんまり他の方の迷惑にならないようにしますので。
まあ、あんまりイチャイチャされるとイラッとするかもだけど、そうでないなら普通にしてもらえればそれでいいわよ。
音とか。
なんの？
姉さん、勝手に話が進行しすぎ。
Also, just immediately, like, you mean like, we should be quiet in the bedroom? Well, why are you also looking at me? Then, as we were talking about it, my cell phone rang. I'm gonna be at a time like this. Hello?
ちょっと葵、朝ちゃんと夜ちゃんと二股交際って一体どういうこと？
Huh? How'd you know already?
私がさっきメール送った。
That was quick!
いや、だって、アゲハには伝えておかないとさ、仲間外れは悪いし。
ほんと、ちょっといい加減にしなさいよね。一体どういう倫理観してるわけ？だいたい、私がいない場所でそんな面白そうな話不公平じゃない。
Why are you getting mad at this part? Why are you getting mad at this part? With this, we became the official Flying Fish Manor and Soaring Club three-way couple. Knock knock. I was relaxing in my room after a bath when someone knocked on the door. Ah!
私たちです。入ってもいいですか？
Huh? Sure, come in. Come on in.
じゃあ入ります。
They're coming in, and so is he probably gonna do it later.
侵入しますね。
Two of them came into my room. What's up?
どうしたって先輩。私たちはカップルになったんですよ。
そうです。夜中にカップルが集まってすることといえば、 決まってるじゃないですか。
That's gulp.
これで私の上がりでーす。
We are enjoying a board game that Asa brought. Asa said that since we finally started dating, it was only natural to stay up late and play games. According to her, lovers apparently have to play games in the middle of the night.
主戦度の神様に疲れて四苦八苦。
姉さんついてないわね。じゃ、次は私の番。空から降ってきた魔法少女にぶつかって死亡。10回休み。
Are there only feels when you lose turns in this game?
随分とシビアなバランスでゲームがデザインされてますね。
Thanks to that, we couldn't get anywhere near the goal.
夜更かしのボードゲーム、一度やってみたかったんですよね。恋人ができたらやろうって決めてました。
Can you do that with friends?
好きな人とイチャイチャやるからいいんじゃないですか。友達とだったらガヤガヤしちゃいますし、夜に遊ぶってのがまた背徳感はおりませんか？昼に遊ぶよりも心拍数とテンションが高めです。恋人とだったらドキドキが3割増しです。
Well, I get it, but... No, sorry, I don't get it after all. Asa's pretty weird.
姉さんはただ先輩と遊びたかっただけよね。深夜デートに憧れてた。
夜ちゃん。
But if it's just that, we could have done that even before we started dating.
付き合う前の異性の部屋に夜に出向くなんて、なんというか、邪道じゃないですか。
What it? He said that I got the feeling that the relationship between Yoda, Asa, and me was actually extremely improper. As was the second time about playing the game of life that Asa dozed off when she was just about to reach the goal.
提案したのは姉さんなのに。ポテッと言っちゃいましたね。
So much has happened over the past few days. The fatigue must have caught up with her. Since she was asleep, we couldn't carry on with the game. I checked the clock and saw that the date has already changed, so I put away the game pieces without waking Asa up.
しかしまさか、こんなことになるなんて思ってませんでした。
Me and our relationship?
はい。二人同時なんて面白いですね。
Was it your suggestion?
先輩が選べないのが悪いんですよ。
I have a
でも
point.
私らしい回答ですよね。ほんと。これが一番効率的だと思います。
Normally a clear solution like this is impossible.
私をそこらの人と一緒にしてもらっては困りますよ。
True, Yoda certainly wasn't ordinary.
私は姉さんを連れて部屋に戻りますので。
Yeah, good night.
そうだ。先輩。
え？
なんだかいろいろと、ありがとうございます。
Are you so formal all of a sudden?
いや、お礼を言っておきたかったので、それだけです。
Well, I also thank you. I'll be counting on you. I told Yoda frankly.
こういうのも悪くないですね。
ん？
恋愛というのもいいものだなって思っただけです。ちょっと変わってきてるのかも、私。
Yes, so. My impression of you has changed a lot.
先輩、お願いがあるんですが、キスしてもいいですか？
Huh? Yeah. Then Yoda approached me. Smooch. Her soft lips met mine and then parted. That's a little embarrassing.
それに背徳感があります。姉さんが寝てる横でこんなこと。
Asa was talking about that just now, about being improper. I'm not sure I fully got it though.
そうですね。
Even though I knew we weren't doing anything wrong, I still felt a little uneasy. And for some reason, it made it all the more exciting. Oh no.
じゃあ、今日はこれで戻りますね。これ以上先に進んだってなったら、姉さんに怒られますし。
Further?
想像しないでください。怒りますよ。
Aren't you angry already?
では
Yoda took Asa and left. Got ready to sleep and dove onto my bed. But when I recalled the warmth of her lips, I couldn't fall asleep at all. Nothing gold can stay. Can't comprehend the hardships of humans who crawl on the ground because I have wings to soar freely through the sky. Environment and talent. I take it as a given that people in general are envious of others. During my education, free of any inconvenience, I got the ability to absorb this envy. I know full well who I am. In other words, I am blessed. That being the case, such blessed humans have a mission to carry out. I have to become a person who earthbound humans admire. And as I aimed for that goal, one day my grandfather told me this.
夜、お前は優秀だ。人を突き動かす熱量がある。そしてその上、人に優しい。だからお前は、もっと自分のために生きることを学んだ方がいい。
For myself, learn. What was that all about? I was trying to live that way after all. Just for myself, thinking only of myself.
この言葉を覚えておくといい。Nothing gold can stay.
Oh boy.
本当にやるの姉さん。
きっと先輩びっくりすると思う。
I'm slightly scared.
びっくりさせてどうなのかとか、いろいろ思うところはあるけど。オッケー、わかったわ。じゃ、
Thump. Whoa! A weighted impact woke me up. When I opened my eyes, Asa and Yoru were sitting on top of me. Asa... Yoru? Why are they on top of me? Yoru is on top of you. Asa is next to you.
おはようございます。
Yeah, good morning. Why are you two sitting on me?
こうすれば先輩が驚くのかなって思ったんです。
Well, I'm definitely surprised, but
ほらほら先輩起きましょう。
Shake, shake. She started shaking me. Stop! I'm awake! I'm awake already!
朝からはしゃぎたかったんですよ、姉さんは。今朝も朝早くて、興奮冷めやまぬって感じでしたし。私も姉さんに叩き起こされました。
夜ちゃん
I see. I think she would get so happy about our relationship. Well, I'm happy about it too. But if she can't have you, so I'd appreciate if you got down. I want to get up, but I can't.
先輩、私重たいですか？
No, it's heavy because there are two people on top of me.
今の言葉は聞き捨てなりませんね。先輩。姉さん、このままの状態でしばらくいましょう。なんなら一日中。
じゃあ退屈だからしりとりでもどうかな。
No, what? I have to get up and make breakfast. And we have to go to the club.
罰としてこの辺とか。
But us! Why are you touching me? Nips are off limits. Off limits!
男の人はここが弱いって何かの本で読みました。寝ている男性は乳首をいじられるとすぐに起きるって。
姉さん、どんな本を読んだの？
じゃあ私は乳首。夜ちゃん、美ね。
この流れでしりとりするの？
What the fuck?
じゃあ行くよ。
はいはい。じゃんけんグー。
また行こうか。ちょっとタンマ、次の手考えるからタンマだよ、ヨロちゃん。
はいはい。どうぞ姉さん。好きに時間を取ってください。
Why did you two start playing rock, paper, scissors all of a sudden? While we were on our way to school to borrow some tools, they suddenly started playing rock, paper, scissors. Moreover, they seem to be taking it really seriously. Are they doing rock, paper, scissors over who gets to fuck him first?
姉さんが先輩と手をつなぐ権利をめぐってじゃんけんしようって言い出したんです。
Huh? But nobody told me anything about it.
先輩は手をつなぐのが嫌なんですか？
Bish has 2 hands. No, it's not like that. Just, well, they at least asked for my approval first if they're going to do something like that. Apparently, I had no say in this matter. The 3 of us ended up going to school together, even though we just needed to borrow some tools. I could have handled that by myself.
じゃあもう一回いくよ。じゃんけんぽん。くそー、またアイコだ。ちょっとタンマね、また考えてくるから。
Two are really in sync. Must be really close. I mean, you're playing the same hand every time.
姉さんはじゃんけんの時決まった順番でしか手を出してこないですからね。だから私にはわかるんです。
I see. Wait, if you know that, shouldn't you win?
別に勝ちたいってわけでもないですし。
That comes as a bit of a shock. How about losing?
負けるのも悔しいじゃないですか。それに姉さんは同情が嫌いなこと先輩も知っているでしょ。
That's quite tiresome.
じゃんけんチョキ。またアイコ。
Wait, I don't have to do that. Listen, you too.
はい。
If you did it like this, wouldn't it save you a lot of trouble? I faced them and reached out both of my hands.
これって、
Look, wouldn't it be okay if each of you held one of my hands?
なるほど。
Okay?
私は別に先輩と手をつなぎたいわけじゃないですし。
Then you should have let Asa win. That's so annoying! In the end, Yoru gave in and I joined hands with both of them. He didn't join hands, they're clinging onto his arms. Is that like weird pink aura around them, or is that just weird lighting? I think that's just straight up pink up here.
そっか。こうすれば二人とも手をつなげましたね。ありがとうございます、先輩。
You're welcome. It made me really happy that you were so grateful just for holding my hand.
さ、葵くん。多分だけどね。
Oh, I totally forgot about everyone else.
例えば、電車とかで人目も気にせず、男と女がくっつき合ってて。ほら、夏なのに暑っ苦しいったら。
I thought they were like going to school separately. No, they're just still going to school together, but they're just off to the side fucking flirting up a storm, making everyone want to die. Or potentially murder them.
なんて言うんだろうね。死ねばいいのにとか思うような。そして早く電車から降りろって思っちゃうような。憎しみの矛先になっちゃうやから。今の葵くんはきっとそういう感じ。
I'm sorry. In short, we were annoying.
何気に妹もノリノリなのがね。私は姉さんに合わせてるだけですよ。とか言ってるけど、結構好きでしょあんた。
I sure was happy, but if someone from our class saw me like this, they'd make fun of me to no end. It would be especially troublesome if we were found out by a mob or. uh.
帰る
What are you doing here? Wait, you're going home?
いやだって朝から嫌なもん見たからもう帰るしかないじゃんね。
No choice how to get him, Mabo.
どうしたの？なんなの？なんでいつの間にか葵に彼女がいるの？しかも二人？
私たち
先輩とお付き合いすることにしたんですよ。
こんな男を作ってしまうなんて友達にも責任があるよな。
Get your head off my shoulder. What the heck? Why are you crying,
つま
Marble?
り、葵は堂々と二股をかけてるということでいいのか？
それで合ってるわ。
Well, maybe, but
どういう経緯でそんなことに。
well, I love you, Asa and Yoru.
私とヨルちゃんも先輩が好きってだけです。
そういうことですね。
殴っていい？
許す。
No, really, I'm sorry. And why are you giving him permission, Kotori?
で、どうして麻婆先輩がこんなとこにいるんですか？
麻婆先輩って。いや、俺は生徒会に向かってただけだよ。そんでたまたま。
I see.
しかし、お前に彼女が、しかも二人同時にね。こんな可愛い後輩を。殴っていい？
許す。
But they want this themselves.
まあ、うまくやれよ。お前にはもったいないほどの可愛い彼女じゃないか。
I do think they are really cute. Really, that's more than I deserve.
そういえば田崎先輩こそあかりさんとの恋の調子はいかほどに？
うん。
うまくいってないみたいね。
Ah, you didn't have to murder him like that, Asa.
待ってたわよ、葵。
When we arrived at Doc Aga, who had arrived earlier, was waiting for me with her arms crossed.
今日の私はあんたを懲らしめるためにいるの。
You're kind of pumped up, Aga. I could imagine
堂
why.
々と女に二股をかける醜悪な男。水瀬葵に正義の鉄槌を下してあげるわ。幼馴染である私が責任を持ってね。
You don't really have to feel responsible for me just because we're childhood friends.
女の恨みを思い知れ。
Crack! Ooh, she landed a kick right in my crotch. When he's buckling, I crumpled to the ground, holding myself in agony.
見事なクリティカルヒットね。これが本当の会心の一撃ってやつよ。
For me, that was a critical damage, though.
先輩を解放しないと。ヨルちゃん、じゃんけん。
じゃんけん。
どっちが先輩を解放するのかじゃんけん。勝った方が解放できる。オッケー？
了解。
Wait a minute, Yoda, you have no intention to sell this game, right? Why don't you just keep playing beside me while I'm suffering? During the break, I went out front to get some fresh air. The glider remodeling was going very well. If we continue like this, we should be able to perform the flight test according to schedule.
先輩。
Yoda came along. Are you taking a break too?
はい。ちょっと疲れちゃったので。
Yoda stood beside me.
私、変わりましたよね。
ん？
恋してみたり、部活してみたり。どうしてでしょうか？
Even when they ask me, isn't that something that you yourself should know best?
わかんないんですよ。最近。自分でもわかんないです。どうして私、恋したり、部活したりしてるんだろうって。気づいたらそうなってたんです。そうなっちゃってたんです。バカにしてたはずなのに。持っていた信念とか、考え方とか、そういうものが無視されてしまった感じです。私はこういうルールでは動かないのに。どうしてでしょう？
That's... Sometimes I felt like this myself. As if my whole system of values got turned upside down and I could suddenly see a completely new scenery before me. It happened in an instant. The world has changed completely. It must be because you're in love. Look, when you're really fond of something, you can end up acting with disregard for your own rules or beliefs as an exception. And it includes, romantic kind of fondness too. It's all because you're in love.
好きだから。
That's what I think at least. I don't know if it's true or not.
鳥。
Huh? Yoda suddenly looked up at the sky. A bird was flying up there. It was circling high in the sky around the firmament without a care in the world.
私は鳥です。
Huh?
恵まれているんです。すべて。だから、そうでない人たちの指標になろうと思ったんです。ただ、高く飛ぶことだけを考えました。誰かの道しるべになるように、目標になるように、希望になるように。
For Asa?
家族のためですよ。みんながそれを求めてくるんですよ。人の上に立つ、人になる。うちはそういう家系なんです。
Aiming for the top, huh? I wonder if Yoda is so incredible because she thinks like that.
別にそれを苦しいだなんて思ってません。私はそういう風に考えるようになってしまっているんです。当然なんですよ。そう思うことが。私にとっての自然なんです。そういう風にできちゃっているんです。そして私は、そんな自分が嫌いではありません。
Guess I don't hate it either. I think it's cool.
以前もそんなこと言われましたね。ここで。
Because that's what I think. Really thought so, in all honesty. To me, it didn't seem like Yoda was pushy, that she just believed in herself. She was quite incredible.
でも、それがちょっとブレちゃってます。先輩が言うところの、好きだからってやつに。
All humans hesitate sometimes, probably.
ブレるのは悪いことではないんですか？
You know, the glider that we are flying can't fly fast or high without riding the uncertain updrafts.
あ、うまいこと言いますね。
That's just how it is. I'm sure you've become so steadfast in your beliefs because a lot of people around you were hesitating. You are trying to become so great because you carry the weight of your lineage, and above all, because of Asa. Because you want to be admired by her. Isn't it like this? Even when you're trying to be steadfast, the wind is still there, and a gust strong enough to shake you, shaken your uncertainty blew by just now. I'm sure it's the wind heading towards an even greater height. Times like this, the glider would surely be shaken as well. Isn't it fine as long as it doesn't fall?
先輩、恥ずかしくないんですか？
Huh?
なんだかそういう歯の浮くようなセリフ並べちゃって。聞いてる私が恥ずかしいんですけど。
I guess you're right. Well, but that's what I think deep down.
素が恥ずかしいってことですね。
Have I become an embarrassing person, I wonder?
わかってましたよ。先輩が恥ずかしい人だってことくらい。
I wasn't aware of that,
で
though.
も、残念ながら落ちちゃってますよね。墜落しちゃってます。だからブレブレなんです。
Huh?
恋に落ちてしまってるじゃないですか。私は、先輩に。
Oh, I'm a fucking... Oh, I hate it when that happens, when my eyes just like fucking lag out, and suddenly it looks like I'm fucking further away from the screen than I was a second ago. Even though I haven't fucking moved. And I don't mean it's like a slight like, no, it's like a proper like, like difference like that. That's not movement you do subconsciously within a second. That's... it's okay, that kind of falling doesn't count. As long as you hold yourself tight, I'm sure everything will be alright. I blurted out without thinking. I could have said a bit too much.
なんだか都合のいい解釈ですね。でも、ありがとうございます、先輩。そうですね。なんとなくわかりました。今の自分について。
That's good then, I guess. When I said carelessly, it's what I really thought. All people hesitate at times. I think this stimulates their motivation.
ま、これだけは言えるんですよ、先輩。
え？
私、今、すごく、楽しいです。
A reddish light sharply illuminated Yoru's silhouette. So cool. few days later.
じゃあ、言うわよ。言っちゃうわよ。本当にい
It's
い？
done.
本当にいいのね？
Come on, say it already, club president.
なるべく面白くお願いね。アゲハちゃん、ハードル上げたら小鳥ちゃんが大変だよ。ドキドキ。なんで報告一つでこんなに手間取ってるのかしら。じゃあ、この度、長きにわたるグライダー改造計画は無事終了しました。みんな、おめでとう。やったー、ブラボー。わーい、おめでとうございます。
Everyone was wasting energy on celebrating. But that's understandable. The reconstruction of the glider that we were working on, in fact, that we were working on this whole time had finally reached an end. Took so long. Whoops, that's...
そしてこの長かった戦いに、ようやくピリオドが。
No, we aren't finished yet. In fact, everything starts now. We have to fly it.
でもこれで一応、一段落ね。あとは空を目指すだけ。そして、
Last year we didn't reach the morning glory, but this year...
むしろ、ここからがスタート。そうよね、葵くん。
Yeah, we still don't know if it'll really... if it will really fly according to our calculations. We'll probably need to make some adjustments. There's still a lot to do. And for that reason, let's brace ourselves and work even harder than before.
まあ、それなりに手伝ってあげるわよ。結局、私も一緒に頑張っちゃってるよな。
That's right, it's after this. The real challenge awaits us.
せっかくですし、今日はみんなでパーティーでもしませんか？一区切りですし。
いいかもしれないわね。テストフライトに向けての決起集会ってことで。
That's right. Well then, I guess we'll spend a little extra on tonight's dinner at Flying Fish Manor. But everyone has to pitch in a little, okay?
心得てまーす。私も混ざっていいのかな？
Of course.
じゃあ、家に夕ご飯いらないって連絡しとかないと。
Even though we hadn't decided what to make, I didn't think we could make a party with just the ingredients. I don't think we could make a party with just the ingredients we had at home right now. Had to go
買
shopping.
い出しあるなら付き合いますよ。
Oh, really? It's better to have more people to carry stuff.
ギャルちゃんも来るよね。
しょうがないわね。
Well, she answered reluctantly. Judging from her expression and voice, she wasn't unwilling at all.
じゃあ、後片付けは私たちがやっとくから、葵くんたちは先に買い物に出ちゃっていいわよ。そうね。私たちはそのまま飛び予想に向かうって流れで。
Alright, let's go then, Asa, Yoru.
わかりました。
Gotta think of it. I haven't decided what to make. What should we make, I wonder? What would you want?
四川料理がいいです。辛いやつ。
No, a lot of people probably can't eat that, and it just doesn't seem like party food, so that's probably not a good idea.
無難なのでいいんじゃないですか？オードブルとか、もしくは鍋物。すき焼きとか。
True, we haven't had sukiyaki in a while, so everyone should be happy with that. Okay, let's go with sukiyaki, some fried food.
四川風ですか？
Sorry, Asa, we'll go with pure Japanese style. It would be a problem if some people couldn't eat it.
はあ、
Yoru, you look sleepy.
今日は朝から疲れましたから。
そういえばヨルちゃん、今日は朝から夕方までずっとお出かけみたいだったけど、どこ行ってたの？
We were late for club today, too. Yoru was late for the club activities, even though the completion of the glider was scheduled today.
ちょっと用事があっただけ。大したことじゃないわ。
うん。だったらいいけど。うん。お肉は牛ですか？豚ですか？鳥ですか？
Let's use them all. It'll be better with more
了
variety.
解です。じゃあ、いろいろ買っちゃいますね。
We didn't really go all out, but we didn't get only cheap stuff either. There was some expensive food in our basket too.
野菜は何入れます？
Just regular stuff, I guess. Let's pick things that suit each other, one by one. For now, I'd like some Chinese cabbage and chrysanthemum greens.
スイカとかどうでしょうかもしくは唐辛子
Well, yeah, those are vegetables too, but also, we were trying to make the hot pot all red. We pushed the cart around the store and tossed in whatever we needed.
これとかすき焼きに合いそうな
No way, habaneros don't suit sukiyaki at all.
残念です
We got pretty much everything we needed, so we went to the register and paid. When we were leaving the store, I noticed that Asa seemed a little tired. Should we rest a little?
そうですね。部活やっててそのまま出てきて買い物しましたし。ちょっとだけ足が痛いです。
じゃあ向こうのベンチに行きましょうか
We didn't go to any cafes. We decided to take just a quick rest on a bench. Luckily, there was room for all three of us. I'll go buy some ice cream. What do you want?
麻婆バニラで
普通にストロベリーでお願いします。
Took their orders and went to the store. Got the ice cream and turned to the bench. I squeezed myself between us and Yoru, and the three of us were sitting on the bench together.
ありがとうございますあ、お金は
Or it's my treat. I'm my boyfriend, so I want to act like one.
少しばかり彼氏が様になってきましたね。
Thanks. I opened the lid and put a wooden spoon in the cup. I dug into the still hot ice cream and put a spoonful into my mouth. The coldness spread across my tongue.
私、よかったです
Huh?
夜ちゃんと一緒に先輩と付き合えてこう思えるってことはあの時の回答はこれで正解だったんだなって思います今の私とっても幸せですから
Asa,
そうね。私も変な答えだったかもしれないけど、こういう答えを出してよかったと思ってます。最近とても楽しいですから。
Yoru too. Their words touched my heart. Even though we were in this strange relationship, they both said this so
不
happily.
思議ですよね先輩のことも夜ちゃんのことも付き合いだして余計に好きになった気がするんです以前よりもずっと
Me too. I also felt like that. And it would have been weird if I felt otherwise. The two of them discarded their selfish desires and just loved me earnestly. Was receiving their boundless love, there's just no way I wouldn't return those
ずっ
feelings.
とこうしてられたらいいですね。
Suddenly Yoda said something like her. That's right. Agreed with her.
ですね
Asa agreed as well. However, forever. Wondered if it was possible to stay like this forever. Originally, I felt like going out with the two of them would be only allowed for a while. When I thought about it this way, the time we had together felt all the more precious.
はい、先輩。
Realized the two of them were holding us spoons full of ice cream
せっ
towards
か
me.
く3人カップルで食べてるんです。こういう食べ方、良くないですか？
さてさて先輩は私と夜ちゃんどちらのアイスを食べてくれるのでしょうか
No, wait, that's a
早
little...
く食べないと、アイスが溶けちゃいますよ。
さあ先輩早く
I had to think for a moment. I opened my mouth and... Blop blop.
2つともいっぺんに
お味はどうでしょうか、先輩。
Spicy and sweet. I guess I just let things happen as they come. For now, I'll just focus on enjoying this wonderful time we're having. The Sukiyaki party was a great success. When I thought about it, everyone had been busy with the club lately. We had a few occasions to eat together at ease, so we had a lot to talk about. The recent circumstances and hardships of the club members, finishing the remodeling of the glider, and some reminiscences. Also, how hard we've been working. There's just one step left. But the juiciest topic of all wasn't about the club activities. It was the love story between Asa, Yoda, and I. Well, it was a fresh subject, so it was inevitable. Though, to be honest, I really wanted them to give me a break.
じゃあお疲れ様。また明日ね。
Yeah, see ya.
そういえば、葵さ、さっきの話の続きなんだけど。
Yeah?
ぱいいや。今のなしで。
What is it? Don't bother me now, so finish what you were saying.
葵ってさ、言ってしまえば恋人二人と一つ屋根の下で生活してるわけでしょ。
Yeah, that's
そ
right.
の、どこまで進展したのかなと思って。関係。
Unintentionally blew out of my mouth. What the hell are you asking?
だからなしって言ったじゃん。
Well, yeah, she did.
ちょっと気になっただけだよ。どうなのかなーって。さっき3人の話してたし。
Ah, yeah. But even so, it still hasn't been that long since we started dating. That wrench when we had a special relationship with the three of us. So doing things together, there's a limit to how much we can flirt. We stopped at kissing, I guess.
付き合い出す前にしちゃってたんだよね。キス。つまり、何も進んでないっていうこと？
That's how it is.
案外、ウブなんだね。
What do you mean innocent? Why unexpectedly?
いや、だって一緒に生活してたりしたら、一気に進むもんだって妄想しちゃうというか。何してんのよ、この変態。
No, what are you imagining, you pervert?
まあいいや、わかった。じゃあ、気になってたこともわかったし、帰るとしますわ。
Okay, take care.
葵こそ、二人を襲わないように気をつけてね。ああ、この場合気をつけるのは二人か。
I get it, go home already.
はーいはい。バイバイ。
I got ran towards her house. Yeah, that's right. Our relationship stopped at kissing.
また負けちゃった。
Also sighed. This game is almost entirely decided by dice. How come you always lose? We've been playing the game of life that Asa brought over every night. This was the 6th time already. And she lost 6 times in a row.
もう一回やりましょう。次こそは勝つから。
でも姉さん、そろそろ寝る時間じゃない？いつも2回やったら必ず途中で落ちてるし。
今日は頑張って起きてるもん。
Alright then, let's play just one more time.
なんて予想通りの結末。
I had a feeling it would end like this, but still. As I put it, it's too predictable.
じゃ、今日はここまでですね。
Yes. Yoru and I put the game away.
では、私は姉さんを連れて部屋に戻ります。
Yep, sorry for the trouble as always.
私の姉さんですし。
Would carry her back, but somehow I couldn't bring myself to just go ahead and carry a sleeping girl. Yoda was used to it too. She was leaving it to her. I was leaving it to her every
で
night.
は、おやすみなさい先輩。良い夢を。
Yeah, good night, Yoda. Yoda left my room. Well then, I guess I'll go to sleep too. I got ready to sleep, but when I dove into my bed, knock knock. Huh? Could it be at this hour? Come in.
どうも。
Huh? Yoda.
なんだか眠れなくって。すみません。退屈だったので、遊びに来ちゃいました。
I see.
あ、すみません。お邪魔でしたか？
No, that's fine. Actually, I wasn't all that sleepy myself.
そうですか。すみません。
Yoda excitedly came into my room. You can sit here.
どうも。
Is it just me, or is it just like a universal truth that putting on your hood while putting on a hoodie just makes it far easier? Anyways. I was sitting on the bed and Yoda sat next to me.
先輩は何をしてたんですか？
Nothing in particular. Getting ready for bed and reading some manga.
そういえば、先輩の部屋って漫画多いですよね。
Yoda looked at the bookshelf. Yeah, I guess. And when you continue to buy them, they just start to pile up like that. Do you read manga?
漫画はそんなに読みません。本は好きですけど。
That fits your image.
それって褒められてるんですか？
Nah, it's just my honest impression. Kinda think that she reads plenty of books at the secret base. What kind of books do you read?
普通ですよ。特に何ってわけでもないです。流体力学についての研究書籍が多いですね。雑誌だと週刊ダイヤモンドはいつも買ってます。
Sorry, but that stuff isn't normal at all. I fit her image far too much.
あとは詩集とか好
Poetry.
きなんですよ。詩。素敵な言葉の発見は心の栄養になります。中でも好きなのは昔祖父からもらったやつです。
That's unexpectedly romantic.
案外って失礼ですね。私だってロマンチストですよ。
I used to have a strong impression that she was a realist, aka the polar opposite of a romanticist. But lately, once we started going out, I started noticing that she had a romantic side as well. Her more feminine part was really cute.
先輩。
ね？
テストフライト。成功するといいですね。
The real thing, too. Now that I think about it right now, it's just the two of us in my room. Became self-conscious of that just now. That's right, it's just the two of us.
どこまで進展したのかなと思って。関係。
What is this uncomfortable feeling? I realized I was nervous. Just the two of us in my room. The situation made me feel quite flustered. I had to say something, but we noticed we both became silent. I had no idea what I should say in this situation. Sorry.
何がですか？
That at times like this, I can't come up with anything good to talk about, even though you came to see me because you couldn't sleep.
いえ、訪ねてきたのは私ですから。
But at times like this, the man should be the one to keep the conversation going.
でも、無理に来たのは私で。
I guess my nervousness might have affected Yoru. She looked rather strange too. Her cheeks had turned red and she was looking around restlessly. Damn, I have to come up with something interesting to say.
どうぞ先輩。
No, you're first.
いやいや、先輩こそ。
Nuh-uh, you go.
じゃあ、お願いが。
Favor.
キ
Whoops.
スをしてもらってもいいですか？
は？
本当はキスしてもらいたくて来たんです。目をつむったら先輩のことばかり考えちゃって。それでお休みのキスとか欲しいなって。それで恋人だからそういうことやってみたいなって。ダメでしょうか？
Oh, that's... Well then.
はい。
Yoda turned to me and leaned forward a bit. She closed her eyes and pointed her lips towards me. Here goes. Pressed my lips against hers. Thought it would be a waste to separate our lips right away, so I continued to kiss for a while. But then it became a little suffocating.
先輩、長い。
Sorry, I just... the kiss had ended and our faces separated. And we merely stayed inches apart, looking into each other's eyes. We were so close that I could smell Yoru's shampoo. This girl's scent stirred up my chest. Yoru's eyes, that were fixated on me, seemed to be inviting me to go further. Now I have a favor to ask. Can we do it again?
はい。
We kissed again. Not because it felt good. Because we would have felt awkward if we didn't do it and just stayed in silence. They were kissing with my hand on Yoru's back. She didn't resist and let me embrace her. She didn't dislike it.
先輩。
ん？
このまま、ダメですか？
Like this. I imagined the meaning of her words. I got excited.
眠れなくなったり、勉強してる時に集中できなくなったり、先輩のこと考えると、もやもやしたり、正直少しイラついてるんです。邪魔だって。
Irritated?
多分なんですけど、それは、先輩と関係を進めたら解消できるんじゃないかって。そんな気がして。だから、
Yoru, I'd call that sexual frustration.
違います。何ロマンチックな空気を壊そうとしてるんですか？
Sorry. I blurted out something unnecessary and Yoru got mad at me. What's going on? Fuck. Hold on. I have no idea what the fuck I just seen, and I don't know how to explain it either, so I'm just going to ignore I ever saw that and continue on. But I really did think that.
とにかく、私は、先輩と。
Yoru strengthened my arms wrapped around her, and while I was embracing her tightly, I kissed her once again. Of course, I wasn't against it. Then I can't stop myself. Yoru? Wanted to make Yoru feel good. Wanted to feel good too. Yoru said she wasn't, but I was without a doubt sexually frustrated. Both my heart and body decided Yoru. Gave myself to my instincts, pushed Yoru down, and then Asa came in. Awkward. Says something about burying his face on her crutch. I'll be skipping now. I'll see you afterwards. They done fucking now, but I'm keeping up the upper sensor in case she's too has a nude sprite. You know, gotta be safe, better safe than sorry and all that. We're kind of embarrassed, so Yoru and I quickly put on our clothes.
キスだけしてもらうつもりが、最後までしちゃいました。
We sure did. We sat next to each other on the bed and talked while staring blankly at the wall. I wasn't completely dazed, but I felt that my consciousness was a bit hazy.
どうでした？
I want to ask you too, how did it feel?
あったかいです。心も、体も。
Same here. Felt the same way, I guess. My heart felt fulfilled from becoming one with Yoru. Since I'd been moving my body so intensely just now, it of course still didn't cool down.
なんだか、恥ずかしいですね。
Yeah. Glanced at each other's faces and exchanged embarrassed smiles. Noticed a warm feeling welling up inside my chest. Felt true happiness once again. Sleepy?
なんだか急に眠気が。
As you mentioned it, me too. You're probably exhausted from having sex. Oh, yeah, I remember reading somewhere that after sex you get sleepy. You couldn't sleep, right? Isn't that a good thing?
そうですね。じゃあ私はこのままシャワー浴びたいけど明日の朝一にしますかね。
I'll do that too. Sleepiness was rapidly overcoming me. As fast as I could collapse if I let my guard down.
じゃあ姉さんのところに戻ります。
Okay.
では私はこれで。
Bang.
けずるい。
Asa!
姉さん、どうしてここに？
Or rather, why wasn't she sleeping?
途中から話聞いてたけど、そんな、私に黙ってエッチなんて。ヨルちゃんずるい。
いや、だって黙っても何も成り行きでこうなっちゃっただけで。
Asa, weren't you sleeping?
おトイレで目が覚めたらヨルちゃんがいなかったので。
I see.
とにかくどんな理由にしろヨルちゃんだけ先輩とエッチするのはずるいと思います。なので先輩、私ともエッチお願いします。
Huh? Well, that's fine, but right now?
はい、今からです。
Right now. It's already late at night. I'm sleepy and exhausted.
先輩は疲れてたら私のことなんてどうでもいいんですか？眠いからって私を放って寝ちゃうんですか？
姉さん、そんな大げさな。
息をくれるのは嫌です。
そんな大げさな話じゃないと思うけど。
私は先輩とエッチがしたいです。
Right now. Can I do it again right now? I'm tired from having sex for just a moment ago, and my body feels sluggish. And it's already late. If I have sex again right now, it'll be a problem tomorrow morning.
私だけ仲間外れなんて嫌です。せっかく3人で付き合うって決めたわけじゃないですか。というか、2人がずるいんです。私を置いてエッチしちゃうなんて。
Well, when she puts it that way, she certainly has a point. I'm going out with both of them, and the first time is a rather important thing. I felt I should have gotten carried away and done something like this without discussing it properly. And, well, Asa was probably jealous too.
迷惑なことを言ってるって分かってはいますけど。
Asa added in her usual reserved way. Nah, she's right. That's... Understand. Sorry, you're right. Let's do it, Asa.
本当ですか？
大丈夫なんですか先輩。
I'll manage somehow. Well, if I do my best. Probably. Though I wasn't very confident. I wonder if all my muscles will be sore tomorrow.
じゃあ、服脱ぎますね。
Asa started taking off her clothes with a huge smile on her face. Oh well, I have to do my best now, but I'm glad I agreed to do it anyway. ... That day, I received both their first times. Or just straight up skipped the... It just gets straight up skipped Asa. That's kind of cruel, isn't it? Oh, those days were very precious to me. Our relationship was unique and maybe hard to understand from the outside, but we were all happy. The three of us loved each other, and we accepted our jealousy, affection, and everything else. What if there's something unhappy about our sort of relationship? What's wrong with two-timing anyway? Probably got a bit defiant because everything was going so well, but these days I'm starting to question why society doesn't find two-timing acceptable. One day I'll make society approve two-timing. That's what I thought. Back to the main subject, generally speaking, since the relationship was something wonderful to me, that's why I was having a great time doing this soaring club's activities. Something you couldn't buy with money, the brilliant days of youth. And once those precious brilliant days were passing, the day of our test flight finally came.
いよいよですね。
Yep. That's right. Finally. You could say that from now on it'll be a rematch for last year. Time for another chance. This year we'll reach it for sure.
モーニンググローリーですか？
Yep. This is what we have been working so hard for. That's why we had to succeed with today's test flight first.
これが新型。
Amine, who still hadn't checked the remodeled glider, came to watch over the flight.
よし。じゃあ、行きましょうか、先輩。
At first I was going to fly with Yoru. I was a pilot, and as or the other seat, Kotori proposed to resolve who would get to ride at it with a game of rock, paper, scissors, and Yoru won. So you didn't let her win. I said by looking towards Asa, who, along with Kotori, was in charge of the winch.
なんとなく、たまには勝ってみようかな、と。
Yoru smiled bitterly. Well, I let her ride next anyway, so it's alright. We're leaving the winch to you.
はい、こちら準備 OK です。頑張ってきてね、葵くん。
Asa and Kotori waved from a distance. I replied by raising my hand, then closed the canopy and immediately began preparations for takeoff.
いってらっしゃい、葵。
Nah.
夜ちゃんもたくさん飛んでくるんだぞ。頑張ってな。
We headed up into the sky while everyone was watching over us. Ah! Took off without a hitch and flew through the air. The glider quickly switched to level flight. Of course, I didn't lose my focus. Stayed tense and continued to test carefully. Yeah, this guy.
こんなに小さいもので空を飛んでると、なんだか変な感覚ですよね。
Like normal airplanes, the sky seems closer to you.
はい。とっても空が近いです。
Felt like a dolphin swimming in a vast ocean.
今、地上に姉さんたちがいるんですよね。
Well, we're flying after all. What's the matter?
いいえ、今の私たち、見上げられてるんだなって。
That remark come from the bad side of your personality?
違います。もっとセンチメンタルな発言です。孤独な鳥は高くを飛びます。孤独な鳥は仲間を求めず、同類さえ求めません。何色にも染まらず、くちばしを天に向け、優しい歌を歌うのです。
What was that?
サンファン・デラクルス。スペインの詩人の言葉です。
Oh yeah, Yoru did mention that you like poetry. Like, it's like a Spanish poet, but by God, it's all fucking, like, it is all French. Della is I'm pretty sure at least. Don't fucking quote me on that. Never did Spanish, so I don't know any Spanish.
今、このグライダーは孤独な鳥です。きっと誰かに見上げられてるんです。そう考えれば、少しはソアリングにも意味が見出せそうな気がします。
That was complicated. I'm not sure I really got it.
何にせよ、私がこの部活に価値を見出せようとしているってことです。
You recited this with almost like a poem, but you've only added value to it in retrospect. It's like what I told you before. I love you because I love you. Now when you came to love our club activities, you're just trying to use reason to find them as valuable. Isn't it something like that?
先輩は本当に恥ずかしい人ですね。
Huh? I did it again.
でも、そんな先輩がやっぱ嫌いじゃないです。
After that, I repeated test flights with other members, taking turns. I want to collect as much data about the glider as possible right now to prepare for the real thing.
どうしたの朝。降りてきてからずっとぼーっとしてるけど。感動して喋れなくなっちゃったんだって。なるほど。空の刺激が強すぎたのね。
Asa, with an ecstatic expression, was looking up at the sky while blinking her eyes. She's been like that from the moment we took off. Looks like she won't come back to Earth for a while.
まったく姉さんたら大げさなんだから。
But Yoru, you were quite excited yourself.
先輩、妹もなんだかんだでお子ちゃまね。
誰がお子ちゃまですか。そうやって挑発してくる先輩こそお子ちゃまです。 なんですって。まあまあ。これで全員一回ずつ乗ったことになるのかな。
Seems like it.
今日はずいぶんいっぱい飛んだな。
Want to make just one more flight.
そうか。葵くんは元気だな。
Ominous stomach grumbled. Even though she already ate the lunch I brought this morning, apparently she was hungry again already. I'll make some lunch when I get back, my treat, so sorry, but just wait one more time. While I was getting my license, I was frequently flying the glider, but now things have been different. Could do nothing but practice piloting on the simulator.
うん、わかった。待ってる。葵くんのご飯は美味しいからな。でも、追い風出てるし、気をつけるんだぞ。
It's okay, there's still plenty of time. I want to go ahead and do it now. Thought that if I did it like this, I could recover my skills faster. Just now I felt like I needed only a little more to get everything back.
じゃあ私、もう一度乗ろうかな。
Sorry, but I want to take this last run on my own. I want to stay a little more focused.
わかった。
And he crashes. Sorry for hogging it all to myself.
大丈夫。頑張ってきて。んじゃ、ウィンチの準備しよっか。
Yeah, please. I'm sorry for making the leader do this.
いえいえ、頑張りましょう、葵くん。
Went over takeoff preparations one more time, facing the last test flight of the day. Closed the canopy and held the control stick, and signal Kotori. It wasn't tense anymore. The aircraft got pulled by the massive force of the winch. The glider accelerated right away. While the airframe was shaking, the sound of the tires resounded inside of it. Carried out every single step in the takeoff procedures reflexively without even thinking of it. Alright. The glider left the ground and was increasing altitude with a rather big angle of attack. Alright, just like that. I had no doubts. Didn't remind myself not to screw up. I was convinced I could take off successfully. In other words, I might have gotten careless. Whoosh! Wind? It was an unexpected gust of wind. It was a strong tailwind. For that, I might not be able to reach my desired altitude. A little issue like that shouldn't... Huh? Thud. In an instant, I felt a strange impact that I had never experienced before. The force that had been pulling the glider up suddenly vanished. It felt almost as if it had stopped mid-air. Immediately I realized what had happened. The towing rope disconnected before I finished climbing. And then... I went into a dive. The glider couldn't maintain altitude and was falling towards the ground. I tried to level the aircraft and keep a small angle so I could catch the wind with both wings. But the altitude was too low. I felt my stomach contracting due to anxiety. Due to being scared, I felt something strange running up inside me. I was about to vomit. No, it isn't time to panic. Winch troubles are an unavoidable part of soaring. After regaining control of the aircraft somehow, I immediately tried to shift into a gliding angle. Since the altitude was too low, I was already nearing the ground now. Reflexively, I pulled the control stick back. Ah! Because of my sudden action, the glider got unstable and leaned to the side. Then I felt that the main wing had hit the ground at full momentum. After crash landing, the aircraft bounced a few times. My view shook and spun. Made a loop, drawing an arc on the ground. Screech! Soon the vibration and rotation had stopped. Is it over? I made a sad sighed with a sense of relief. Apparently, somehow I heard Yoru's voice from outside of the aircraft. She was probably worried and rushed over to the glider. I could hear her desperate calling out to me, but I didn't have any strength left to respond. At that point, I lost consciousness. Why do birds fly? It's because they can. Because they can just fly. Keep flying. Flying just because you can. When I'm flying, I'm sure I become a sign for all the people who can't fly. That's why I thought I had to keep doing it. For that reason, I had to always be on top. I had to be noble. That's why I was making great efforts, rejecting useless things. That's why maybe that was an opportunity to change myself a little. Change to experience the world that I couldn't reach before. I think that was the time when I abandoned reason and more grandiose emotions began to grow in me. Fortunately, I ended up without any serious injuries. I bruised my arm and legs due to the impact from the fuselage hitting the ground. I was told that a complete recovery would take 3 weeks. I didn't need a cast or crutches, but I had to put compresses and ointments, and it seems I will need to be visiting the hospital until it was healed. Also, it was rather hard to move my arms and legs. It was difficult to get up. That was probably because I was unconsciously trying to avoid putting strain on my muscles. His condition wasn't that bad.
調子はどうですか葵先輩。
Yoru! Yoru dropped by while I was lying in bed and reading manga. When I'm staying still, my body grows dull, but it hurts when I bend it in a weird way, but it's not that bad.
それは良かったです。
Yeah, so don't worry about me, okay? It didn't really hinder my everyday life, but of course flying was off limits until I made a complete recovery. Well, even if I got permission from the doctor. Really, totally fine, someone like me.
先輩がそれ以上気を負う必要は。
But, because of me, because of my mistake, the main wings suffered serious damage. Now we could no longer aim for the morning glory. Moreover, the glider wasn't the only problem. Of course, the school faculty was informed about the accident. The Ryuko was furious and had ordered the soaring club to suspend its activities. For now, it was only in the form of self-discipline, but if he saw the opportunity, he would probably shut the club down. It seems that this time, even Makari couldn't protect
あれ
us.
は先輩のせいではありません。運の悪い事故が2つも重なったんです。
If I hadn't said that I wanted to fly,
それは考えたって仕方のないことです。
if I took Kotri with me back then, just thinking about it made me shudder.
それに柵をきちんと点検しきれてなかったのも原因だと思います。
Accidents related to the winch aren't that unusual. There's no need for everyone to worry about
だ
it.
ったら先輩だって自分を責めないでください。ごめんなさい。
Sorry. Blaming myself definitely won't change anything. It would just make everyone considerate of me. People who sink into despair like that, like being the... And people who sink into despair don't like being the center of attention to begin with. Sorry I reflected on it.
ならいいです。
Yeah. For now, I made sure that my truest feelings wouldn't show on my face. It would be great if I could get the feelings of guilt out of my mind. What is Asa
グ
doing?
ライダーの様子を見に行ってます。
See?
私も今から行きます。
Huh?
部活。だから先輩も気が向いたら顔を出してください。それとご飯きちんと食べてくださいね。
With those words, Yoru left. Good activities, huh? Good activities should have come to an end.
葵くんじゃない。
When I went to the dining room, Kotri was there.
ご飯
Uh-huh. Since I didn't eat breakfast.
そっか。みんなの分作るだけ作って部屋に戻っちゃったもんね、葵くん。
He still cooked for them even though he's in this state? What the fuck? Like, you'd imagine they'd be like, okay, since Yoru and Asa and Kotri could kind of cook, they'd basically, like, take over for at least a little while. But no, he still got up in the morning, fucking cooked them breakfast. There were his fucking bruised arms and legs. I didn't have an appetite this morning, sorry.
今は食べられる？
Yeah, or rather I'm so hungry I couldn't help it. Stomach was growling for a while.
それはよかった。んじゃあ、葵くんはそこに座ってて。
Huh?
私が用意してあげるから。患者さんは安静に。
Urged by Kotri and took a seat. She reheated the breakfast I'd made this morning and served it to me. Thank you.
いえいえ、たまにはね。恩返し。
Johnny the favor.
一緒に頑張ってくれたでしょ？夢を見ること。
Ah,
去年素直になれなかった私を連れ出してくれて、一緒にグライダーやってくれて、おかげで随分と前向きになれた気がするの。だからその恩返し。
Kotri flashed an embarrassed
結果は
smile.
残念だったけど、全然不満じゃないよ。いや、嘘。 ちょっとは不満だけど、でも、きっと、頑張ったことに意味があったって、私は思ってるから。だから、ね、気にしないで。2日前の事故は、仕方がなかったこと。
Times like this remind me that we can live together because we are supported by others. That we can live because we are supported by others. When alone, I couldn't help getting depressed and shutting myself away. But
葵くんは、夢を奪ったりしてない。むしろ、夢を与えてくれてた。それが一度おしまいになっただけ。ね。だから葵くんは、何も悪くないよ。
She was pretending to be tough. I didn't think there was anything to laugh about in our situation. After all, Kotri had been sacrificing her time while working together with us since last year. She even turned down her friends' invitations and worked part-time to save money. The dream that we'd been building all this time had now collapsed.
もう十分だよ、葵くん。私は、十分大切なものをもらったから。ね、気にしないで。また来年頑張ればいいじゃない。私たちには来年もあるわけだし。今は自粛って言われてるけど、1年も経てばどうにかなるよ、きっと。
Yeah, I guess so. That might be good.
だから、大丈夫。今年の夏は終わっても、まだチャンスはある。
Damn. Tears are... I have to stop them. I'll start crying.
じゃあ私、部屋に戻るから、またね。
Yeah. Kotri left the dining room. Was it depression? Was it blaming myself? Was I feeling sorry about it? No, this wasn't that kind of feeling. It was just regret that I couldn't do anything about it. That's why Kotri was frustrated too. This summer. He knew full well that it was really irreplaceable. We will never get it back. I ate and then went back to my room. I had nothing to do, so it was just killing time. Just now, Kotri went somewhere, accompanied by Hibari. As for Asa and Yoru...
部活。だから先輩も気が向いたら顔を出してください。それと、ご飯、きちんと食べてくださいね。
She said she was going to the club too, even though we had nothing to do there. There was nothing that we could really do now. I guess I'll go for a walk. And when I got dressed, went outside aimlessly.
お、ちょうどいいところに。
Again, now when I came around, huh? What's the matter?
どうしたもこうしたもないでしょうが。今日もお見舞いに来てあげたのよ。
Aga came to check up on me yesterday too. Thank you very much, but seriously, you don't need to worry so much about me. As you can see, I'm really fine. I hopped around a bit to show him.
そうは言っても事故だし、後遺症とか出る可能性だってあるんだから、しばらくは気をつけないとダメなんだからね。あんなことがあったんだ。そりゃ気にもかけてしまうさ。
I'm really sorry. I quickly keep out.
だから気にしなくていいってば。葵がそんなんだとみんな気にしちゃうじゃん。うん。あれに関しては仕方のない事故だ。むしろ葵くんは被害者だと思えばいい。
They were telling me something similar to what Kotri had said earlier, but I had no idea how to respond, so in the end I just forced a vague
ところ
smile.
で、葵くんはどこかにお出かけかい？
Amina said, after looking at my clothes, that it looked like I was going out somewhere. Yeah, I was gonna take a little walk. I have nothing to do, so I was just killing time in my room.
じゃあ私たちもついて行っていい？天音先輩と二人で暇だったしさ。今日は仕事も休みでね。もし葵くんが迷惑でなければだけど。
The two of them went out of the way to come to the dorm and check up on me. Definitely should have refused their offer, but I'm sorry. I only want to go for a walk all by myself. I'm really sorry.
葵。
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just that I want to be alone. That's all.
早く元気になってね。
Yeah. For some reason, running into Aga and Amina was a bit painful for me. Because they were friends that I had worked hard with together. Felt guilty and was frustrated after all, so I strolled around aimlessly. While I was walking, I started to regret. Why? Why did I fly one more time that day? Waves of bitter feelings were hitting me again and again. I was going crazy with frustration. I realized it, and thinking about the accident. My thoughts about it were running in circles. I was thinking of impossible, what-if scenarios that could have happened if I had chosen not to fly again that day. But no matter how long I think about it, I won't find any solutions. It wasn't constructive. I understood that much, but... For I realized it, I came here. I myself don't know if it was conscious or not. It's just that before I knew it, I somehow ended up at this place. Huh? That's...
あれ葵くん
Kanako noticed me and came around. Kanako.
どうしたのこんなとこに来ちゃって。寝てなくて大丈夫
I'm fine. I've said it many times already. It's not a big deal. More importantly, what about you?
私は二人に付き合ってね。でも、私にやれることなさそうだし、ここで空気に当たってた。みたいな
Us too?
朝ちゃんと夜ちゃんよ。
Apparently Kanako had been going to the club activities too. Activities. And though there was nothing to do, it seemed like those two kept the club activities going. Guess they're putting the glider in order. Working on a plan on how to resume our activities next
ひょっ
year.
として、葵くん
No, not
も
really.
そうでも、だったらどうしてここに
Let's just take it a walk. Yeah, that's not right. Maybe because Yoru said she'll come. She said that we'll do club activities. That's why I came. Even though we couldn't do anything. What are you going to
ま
do?
あ、せっかく来たんだし、中に来たらどうかな
But felt awkward for some reason. Seeing the two of them setting foot in that place again. So I tried to refuse and put my guard
い
up.
いから、来なさい葵くん。元気になれるものが見れるから。
Make me feel better.
そういうのを見れば、心も高く飛べるわよ。
Yoru was sitting at the desk with some notes spread out in front of her. Hello?
先輩
Why is there just an empty line?
あ、
They noticed me.
来てくれたんですね、先輩。
Yeah, since I was taking a walk and was nearby. I made up a strange lie that wasn't necessarily untrue. So, what are you
部
doing?
活ですよ。
Well, even if you call it that. The glider was damaged. Considering the time and money, rebuilding the glider now was impossible. Now, that preparations for next year? I see him. Not sure if the club will be able to continue, but next year.
何言ってるんですか先輩。今年ですよ。
Huh?
モーニンググローリー。見るって言ってたじゃないですか。
But the glider is...
壊れたなら作り直せばいいだけです。
Yoru said this like it was nothing. Wait a minute. We don't have the money or time to...
大丈夫です。うちはお金持ちですよ。きっとどうにかなります。
Well, even if we deal with that problem, we don't have the time anyway.
骨組みの設計を変更すればなんとかなるんじゃないかってヨルちゃんが。
Huh?
私はよくわからないんですけど、布を使ったやり方だったら祖父の力を借りればギリギリなんとかなるかもということです。
Cloth!
交換ハフ張りの構造です。まあ、FRP の主翼より性能は下がっちゃいますし、重量に耐性がないですが、そこは後でまた考えるとして、木材や鉄パイプで骨組みをして、そこに布を貼るんです。そのやり方であれば、今からでも間に合うかもしれません。
They're fucking making like a... They're fucking making like a paraglider out of this bitch. I mean, essentially it's still a paraglider, but I mean like, you know, like those pictures, like the first planes? They're making like, putting those wings on like the fucking FPR glider.
幸い、あのグライダーは土台が壊れたわけではありません。結構派手に行きましたけど、修繕でなんとかなるレベルです。調達しなければならない資材が豊富なのに加え、私一人では設計できませんから、実家の力を借りることにはなってしまいますが。
Can you do that? Get help from their family, that is. If I remember correctly, their parents are researchers. Their grandfather's the chairman of the school and the sponsor of the windmills on that hill.
まだわからないですが、聞いてみる価値は十分にあるかと。その工程に必要なものを、今、洗い直してました。
But, why are you so...
先輩たちが情けなかったからです。諦めるのが早すぎです。確かにグライダーは壊れました。普通に考えると無理かもしれません。でも、私は普通じゃないです。私は、お金を持った天才です。
She declared this with conviction. Yoru certainly was an average person.
幸い実家はこの手の技術とパイプが強いです。そういう研究と商売をしているんですからね。だから、それは利用すべきと思います。
But doing something like that just for students' club.
されど、ですよ、先輩。何自分が落ち込んできたことをバカにしてるんですか？
Yeah, that's right. What I said just now was really improper. For me, for everyone, and for the school.
悔しかったんですよ。先輩たちのおかげで、私は少しだけ変わったような気がして。今まで気づけなかったものとか、そういったものに気づけたような気がしてたから。変えられたんですよ、私が。自分勝手な私の心が。なのに、先輩たちはちょっと失敗しただけですぐにみんな諦めそうになって。悔しいじゃないですか。悔しいんですよ。少なくとも私は。ほとんど無意味って分かってるんです。こんなことしたって何かもらえるわけじゃない。誰かに表彰されるわけじゃない。でも、私は悔しいんです。なんだかわからないですけど、私は、今年の夏を、諦めたくないんです。
Yoru. Normally, I wouldn't even imagine that Yoru could say something as passionately as she did just now. She was indifferent, cool, and had no interest in club activities at all. That's how her personality was supposed to be. But now Yoru was different. Felt her passion. It was the same as when I was focused on my bicycle in the past. When I was focused on the glider until just a few days ago.
私もそんな感じです。せっかくつかめそうになった空ですから、何か手段があるなら、あがいてみたいんです。今はこれだって、絶対にこれだって、そう思えた夢なんです。希望なんです。この部活は、先輩たちの夢は。だから、まだもう少しだけ、一緒に夢を見させてくれませんか？
Asa.
私はもう、二人に付き合って、かな？
Yeah, that's it. Why did I give up so easily? Still have time. There's still a considerable chance. If that's the case. Yeah, you're right. That's it. Sorry, I'll do it too. Like I said, my injuries aren't completely healed yet, but there might be a way. If the Morning Glory appears later than we predicted, we might be able to fly into it. Miracle like that might happen. That's why.
先輩。さすが葵くん。話せばわかるわね。
I was a little depressed for 2 days. That wasn't impossible already. I'm sorry. You're right, we can keep going. But my cute girlfriends tell me they'll keep doing their best. There's no way I wouldn't do so as well.
ですよ、先輩。彼氏なんだから、こういう時はむしろ
And that's the line.
ビシッとやってくれないと。
Yeah, that's right. My energy came back, my passion was burning. So it wasn't over yet. It wasn't the time for
とりあえ
regrets.
ず、可能かどうかの確認に行きましょうか。せっかくですし、先輩もついてきてください。
Come where?
私たちの家ですよ。
Oh boy! We parted with Kanoko and went to Yoru's Asa's home. They said that since it was just us, they wanted me to accompany them as the Soaring Club senpai. To get to their house from the school, we went 2 stages by train and then another 15 minutes by bus. Behind a huge gate, like those in Buddhist temples, there was a residence resembling a luxurious, expensive-looking lodging house. Apparently their home was very different from normal ones. This looks like a fucking temple! Help! Like, the fucking sand is even, like, raked. While I was walking on the wooden walkway and looking at the traditional Japanese garden, the two of them were leading me towards their grandfather's room. This is amazing.
金持ちですから。
Rich people are incredible. You live here with your family.
今、私たちはトビウオ村に住んでますけど、その前はそうですね。あとは住み込みのお手伝いさんと。
Awesome. Seems they lived in a completely different world than me.
ま、両親はずっと帰ってきてませんけどね。研究バカで仕事狂いなので。ああいうのをワーカーホリックって言うんですよ。
誕生日も帰ってこなかったしね。
I see. For a moment I was worried that I touched on a really sensitive subject, but it seems that wasn't the case.
私は両親に似てるとよく言われますが。でも違いますよ。私は一つのことに熱中しすぎて、周囲が見えなくなるなんてことはありません。
私はどっちにも似てないってよく言われます。
I see. You got the gist of the situation more or less?
ああいう大人にだけはなりたくないですね。私たちを身ごもったのも、研究室に二人で連泊している最中だったそうですし。
That's terrible.
ですよね。
お父さんとお母さん自由だから、すっごく優しいけどね。
溺愛してくれてるのはわかるけどね。ただ仕事の方が優先度高いわよね。
Well, it's said that many researchers are weird. The parents are probably among that group. So where are we going now?
祖父のとこです。援助の依頼と、それに
部の活動自粛に関してもどうにかなるかもしれません。
Ah, I see. Hiroki had ordered us to suspend the Soaring Club's activities. I'd forgotten about it when we were talking about preparing the glider, but we had to somehow deal with that too. Asking the school chairman about this. Kind of reluctant to resort to such a way of solving that problem.
今さら何を言ってるんですか先輩。グライダーの修理だってそもそも意味もなく危険な空を飛ぼうなんてことだって。全部ぶっちゃけ子供のわがままですよ。
Well, you have a point.
私たちは綺麗事のために空を飛ぼうとしてるわけじゃないでしょ。
Eh, that's true. We weren't flying because we wanted to do something noble or
わが
anything.
ままは私も得意ですから、力になります。
I'm not quite sure what kind of help you'll provide, but I guess it's reassuring. Lit by the two of them, I soon arrived at a big room, and there...
よく来たな。朝、夜、それと、
Why does he look like he's about to place a chopping board and a dagger in front of me? Like, why does he look like that?
水瀬の息子さんだったか。
Huh? Right by us and Yoru entered a really spacious Japanese-style room. A stern old man was sitting
はじ
there.
めまして、水瀬葵くん。
Ah, yes, nice to meet you too. I got caught off guard and answered a little panicked. He's the school chairman. Why doesn't he know my name? What did he mean by Mina says?
顔も母親にそっくりじゃの。
Ah, I see! Yeah.
それでおじいちゃんが昔の知り合いに相談してここを紹介してもらったのよ。
So my mother and your grandfather are acquaintances. Kinda think that she did mention something like that.
頼りになる後輩じゃったぞ。ポジティブで行動的でな。葵くんもそういう匂いがするの。強い目をしておる。
Thank you very much. The chairman complimented me. I was a little
それ
embarrassed.
でお前たち、早速本題じゃが、 お前たちが部活で使っているグライダーの修繕をお願いしたいと？
はい。おじい様に協力していただけないかなと。
This is a really odd CG. Why is she just standing outside the room like, yes? He told me they had already discussed this with the chairman earlier. Yes, that's why he already got a grasp of our
お願い
situation.
しますおじい様。このままだと夢が途中で終わっちゃうんです。
Asa appealed strongly. Normally she lacks self-confidence, just goes with the flow. But when she does act stubborn about something, she can be thoroughly selfish and obstinate. Her appeal was unyielding and full of ambition. My fucking eyebrows twitching again. Ah!
電話で話した通りなのですが、資金面での援助と資材の提供や専門業者に設計協力などお願いできないかと。
お金は少ないかもしれませんが、私のお小遣いの前借りでいいです。
私の分もです。それでも足りないんだったら将来バイトして返しますから。
Those two, they won't need to go that far. To think that they would say that, even though they had been in the club for too long. Going to someone else's home and asking for money and other things might be considered bad manners, but I will contribute too. This wasn't a time for me to stay quiet. In fact, I had damaged the glider in the accident. I couldn't stand it if everything ended just like that. So if you could help us in any way, I'd really appreciate it.
先輩、無理しなくていいのに。
It's not much. It's not much. We're being quite uncool, right? Making girls contribute all the money.
じゃあ、仲良く3人で出しましょう。
We had no reason to be sparing. We didn't know what might happen next year, so this summer, when we were all together, was very precious.
先に一つ質問じゃ。朝。
はい。
どうしてそこまでしたいと思う？
動機ですか？
目的じゃ。空に憧れる理由じゃよ。それもわからないのに無理な協力なんてできるわけがないじゃろう。空を目指すなんて危ないことじゃ。高いところから落ちれば人は死ぬ。当然のことじゃがの。
He just suddenly says like, oh yeah, I didn't fall very high, so I'm just very, very injured. Not really very, it's so very uncomfortable. Sorry for that, sorry, I should just shut up.
名誉があるわけではない。報酬があるわけではない。なのにお前たちはどうして飛ぶ？
Was similar to the question I had asked Yoda before. Why do you fly?
私が飛べば、そういうことが誰かの支えになるような気がしてるから。初めは漠然と空に憧れてただけだったけど、そう思うようになりました。私は多分、空とか高みとか、そういうのと無縁な存在だから。だから、飛べないからこそ飛びたいんです。
Asa's words were sharp and honest. That straightforward speech was so like her. And then...
夜は
好きだからです。惹かれるからです。私にはそれ以外の理由はありません。
お
They were the same words that I had said to her the other day. Because I like it. There was nothing more to say. Anything you could add would be just secondary reasons.
私は姉さんと違って試したい自分は近くにありません。わざわざ高みに心惹かれたりはしません。でも、だからこそ、漠然とした空を飛ぶという無意味な目的に心を躍らされたのではないかと考えるんです。
意味がないのに飛ぶと。
ええ。私には友達との談笑が無価値なものに思えます。名誉も報酬もない行為が不必要なものと感じます。でも、だからこそ飛んでみたい。 気がするんです。好きって多分、そういうことじゃないでしょうか。
取り留めがなく、まとまりのない答えじゃな。
おじいさま。正直言うと私、未だによくわかってないんです。でも、それは多分、好きってことなんじゃないかって。そこの先輩に教えてもらいました。
Eyes met Yoru.
私もそんな気がしてます。きっと好きなんです。好きになってたんです。部活が。わからないってことは、そういうことなんです。好きってわからないってことなんです。
Love is something that can't be comprehended. It's not reasonable. It doesn't have a meaning. Flying to the sky is certainly that kind of vague feeling too. That's why Yoru.
夜はちと若者が何たるかを知らなすぎていたから心配しておったが、これで心配もないの。
This motherfucker over here like y'all need some youth!
Nothing gold can stay. お前のような小憎たらしい娘には最良の経験じゃ。ここで感じた熱量は貴重な情報になるぞ。
それは？
自分を貫くのもいいが、たまには外気に触れてみるのもいい。お前は人の上に立つ人じゃからな。この熱量は若いうちしか経験できぬ、いわば有限式の貴重な熱量じゃ。そして人はそれを原動力にする。夜、お前は人に羨望される鳥じゃ。誰よりも高みを目指せる。そんな。じゃが、だからこそ鳥であることにとらわれるな。時には地に止まれ。歩いてみろ。そこにしかない景色も広がっておる。それを見てくるといい。
それじゃ
結構結構。どうせ生きておっても運が悪ければ死ぬ。死んだらそれまでの娘じゃということじゃ。必要なリスクは背負うものじゃよ。用意してやろう。資材も人材もな。
Like the next stage, they just like fucking show up at the bunker, and it's like all the necessary personnel to help them with the fucking with the fucking glider. And then next to them is just like it's like a preacher. Like, what's the preacher here? Well, I was taught there would be a marriage. Grabs!
おじいさま。
部活も自粛されておるんじゃったか？そっちも取りやめるよ。わしから圧力をかけてやろう。あまり派手にやりすぎると嫌な噂が立つかもしれぬが。なーに、学校生活なんてあっという間じゃ。気にせずとも大丈夫じゃろう。
Is it okay to go that far?
ふふん。大人のわしからお前たち子供にいいことを教えてやろう。権力とお金は使うためにあるんじゃよ。それが若者のためであればなおよし。
So powerful.
わしもな、昔はグライダーをやっておったからわかるよ。空に見入られた。
Really? I didn't expect to hear that. It's such a power.
初耳です。
お前たちが活動場所に使っているあそこは、昔わしらソアリングサークルが活動しておった場なのじゃよ。
なるほど。それで工具や設備が残ってたわけね。
何を隠そう。水瀬とはそこで知り合ってな。わしが OB、水瀬がサークルメンバーという関係じゃな。まあ、みんな忙しくなってサークルも解散となったんじゃが、そういうことがあったわけじゃ。
He's just sitting there like, wait, mom? It's, you know, it's like destiny. My mother, Asa, and Yoda's grandfather My mother, and also Yoru's grandfather, used to aim for the sky, just like we do
その
now.
時の知識は研究にも活かしておるよ。夜、これも覚えておくといい。お前は賢すぎるがゆえ、視野が狭くなりがちじゃ。価値観の切り替えは発想の種になる。覚えておくといい。
はい。
しかし、去年の時点ではこんなにどっぷりとハマるとはお前も思ってなかったじゃろ。
おじい様、それは。
おお、そうじゃったか。秘密じゃったの。すまんすまん。
何のこと？
気にしないで。
そして、水瀬葵くん。
Yes?
二人をよろしくの。至らない孫たちじゃと思うが。
Huh? Could it be that they told him about us? But he said those too. Could it be?
ん？どうしてそんなに驚くのじゃ？部活で世話になっておるのじゃろ？
Ah, yes. Oh, I see. I misunderstood it.
ん？何か他にあるのか？
This has become a very awkward situation. Nothing?
です。
なんか変じゃの。
No, I don't think so.
そうですよ。何もないです、おじい様。
本当に。
ま、本人たちのことじゃ。わしは何も言うつもりはないが、道理から外れたことをしておきながら、孫娘たちを泣かせるようなことがあったら、わしは許さぬからの。
Yes, sir. I won't do anything like that, no doubt.
じー。
Did we just get busted? Yep, it did. After that, we returned to the dorm, took baths, and had dinner. Then we changed back into our uniforms and went to our secret base again, dropping by to school along the way. We went there to reassess the damage to each part of the glider and determine what materials and arrangements would be necessary. For that reason, we secretly borrowed some special equipment from the school. Thanks to the keycard that the chairman had entrusted to the girls, we managed to carry everything out smoothly. By the way, we still haven't told Kotori and the others about this. Normally, we would have told them, but for now, we just wanted to check if the chairman can make the necessary arrangements. We still weren't really sure whether it was possible or not. We had high hopes, but there was still a considerable chance that it would prove impossible in the end. In any case, the most important matter was that we had to be quick. There wasn't much time until the day that the morning glory could appear. I'd like to have it fixed in 3 days. 1 week at most. I know that's very selfish, but our circumstances required this. So since our situation was like that, we don't want to give the others any false hope. So for now, we kept it all to ourselves. We'll get an answer tomorrow, and depending on that.
この辺は自分たちでも修理できそうですね。
Yes, there are some parts that we can quickly take care of by ourselves, so we were checking those too. We had to start work as soon as we got the green light, so we had to be on standby.
しかし姉さん、また寝ちゃいましたね。
Well, today was really tiring. A lot has happened.
そうですね。先輩が元気なくて気疲れもしたでしょうし。先輩が元気ないって落ち込んでたんですよ、姉さん。グライダーが壊れたことと同じくらいに。だから先輩がすっかり元気になって安心したってのもあるんだと思います。まだ時間的には早いですしね。
I see. Thank Asa. Worrying about me?
そうですね。それがいいと思います。と、これで終わりと。
This the last part?
はい、これでラストです。あとは祖父の返事を待つだけですね。
Even though we don't know the answer yet, I have a feeling everything will be alright. I don't know why that is.
奇遇ですね。私もです。神様の存在って信用してませんけど、こういう時くらいは気を利かせてくれるんじゃないかなって、そんな気がしてます。
Considering that I'm streaming SMT right now, and considering the nature of SMT games, I don't believe in the existence of God, and I will make sure that that will be the truth. Imagine walking up to God, being like, I do not believe in your existence, and I'm about to make sure that that belief is correct. Like, I'm an atheist, and I'm about to make sure that there's no God, just like I think there is. Yeah, I feel like that.
空の神様はきっと見守ってくれてますよ。
Yeah, I guess. Probably. No. Certainly. Yeah. But probably. No. Certainly. Yeah. For some reason I had that feeling.
もうきっと今の時点で今年は忘れられない夏になりました。ずっといつまでも夏が来るたび思い出しちゃうんです。この夏のこと。なんだかそんな気がします。
And those memories will shape you and become precious heat for you.
熱量。
Look, the windmills are rotating because of the wind, and they produce energy. Then that energy moves other things. Sure that the heat that you are gathering now will give you energy in the future.
先輩、さらりと超恥ずかしいこと言わないでください。やっぱ変です。
Is that so?
天然ポエマの称号をあげます。
You received a new title, Natural Poet.
大体、その思い出を作る風を吹かしたのは先輩じゃないですか。
Am I?
そうです。先輩のせいでこんな性格ちょっと変わったみたいな。責任取ってください。
Responsibility. I really take responsibility for it. I have no way of taking it. Yoda's cheeks were dyed deep red, and she was looking at me with upturned eyes. At a time like this, we're closer and embraced her gently.
姉さんが近くで寝てますよ。
But somehow I can't stop myself. If she wakes up, we can just let her join us.
発想が下品です。でも、そういう先輩も嫌いじゃないです。
I'm basically just preparing already, so I only have to hit one button. Yikes! 69ing, I say. See you after the sex scene. They done fucking, but they're still in a. But she's still in a nude sprite, so no proper feed again yet. Is that because of youth? Even now, I'm surprised at myself for having sex in a place like this.
匂い
It smells, Yoru
し
says.
てますね。
We have to air it here. I hadn't realized it while we were at it, but now that we finished, I noticed the smell of sweat filling the place. Didn't dislike it, but it probably wouldn't be any good for people other than us. Fortunately, club activities were suspended, but depending on the situation, they might restart tomorrow. And Asa's still just fucking asleep. Asa was still
近
sleeping.
くであんな声出し
Even
て
though
た
we
の。
were so loud nearby, she must have
よ
been
っ
very
ぽど疲
tired,
れてた
Yoru
みたいで
says.
すね。
Yeah, a lot has happened after all.
そういえば
By the way, Senpai, is your
先輩
armor okay? You were really rough with
腕
it, Yoru says.
大丈夫だったん
Yeah,
で
this
すか？
much shouldn't be a problem.
無理はしちゃダ
Don't
メ
push
です
yourself,
よ。
okay? It'd be
エッ
super
チした
idiotic
かなん
if
て
it worsened
超
because
間
of
抜けです
sex,
し。
Yoru says. I guess so. Making my body get worse from sex. It is, it has its limits. Was that rough? I'm not sure, but it's necessary to take it easy to some extent until I make a full recovery. That's right, I just remembered. We have to do something about a pilot.
うん
Huh? Yoru says. The doctor said flying's off limits for me. And yeah, my reactions are a bit sluggish. In this condition, quick maneuvers would be... It's frustrating, but even if I made a quick recovery, it would be too dangerous for me to fly like this. Considered flying despite this, but in the worst case scenario, it could cause a lot of trouble for others. It was the same in the past when I hurt myself on my bike. I only made my mother worry about me back then.
何をしようが止めはしないけど、完治するまでは安静にしときなさいね。今何かあって 取り返しがつかないことになっちゃいけないからさ。わかった？
That was yesterday's phone call. After I made a promise to do so, I couldn't break it. So I couldn't do it. I need someone else to pilot the glider. Well, that's enough. You don't have to say it. That's how it
もう
is.
いい
That's
で
just
すね。
how it is, Yoru
言ってし
says.
まっても。
Huh?
それでしたら
If
大
it's
丈夫
just
です
that,
よ。
it's alright.
代わ
There's
りはいます。
replacement, Yoru says. Really?
ええ、
Yes.
つ
By
い
the
で
way,
に
this
免許
person
も持
also
って
has
ま
a
す。
license, Yoru says. Ooh. Wait, but getting outsiders is a bit...
いえ、
No, it's
部
a
員です
member,
よ。
Yoru says. Huh? Who? Somebody other than me has a license? That's why she was gone the whole day that one time and was very tired. She got a fucking license, didn't she?
私です。
It's me, Yoru says. Huh?
私、
I have a
ライセン
license,
ス持って
Yoru
ます
says.
よ。
Can you please get dressed again now? I assume she's dressed again now because of the scene transition.
グライダー修理のめどが立ったって、本当？すごい！やったじゃん、葵！
We got the reply from the chairman that the repairs were possible, and we reported it to everyone. Again, I'm gonna drop by my room to check up on me, just like yesterday. Yeah, though it's all thanks to us and Yoru, not me.
それを言うなら、私というよりも。
私たちの祖父のおかげですね。
まさか、理事長がお金と修繕の手配をしてくれるなんて。かなり裏技的な気もするけど。
甘えちゃって、本当にいいの？
むしろ私たちこそ、大丈夫ですか？差し出がましいというか。
手段が他力本願なところがありますが。
私は気にしないけど、葵くんはどうなの？
I got him to cooperate with us because I thought it wouldn't be a problem to begin with. It's true that we'll be getting help from others, from someone other than ourselves, but I think that's just part of club activities. To begin with, we were borrowing that place for our activities. We were also relying on Anchan to get materials. Thinking that we can accomplish everything on our own would be just conceited. Would just be conceited. Above all, if there's any chance, I want to grab it.
そうね。私もそう思う。でも、パイロットはどうするの？お医者さんなんて無視して、葵くんが乗っちゃう？
Well, as for that...
私が動かします。
おう。妹、あんたが操縦って。
大丈夫ですよ。私、この間ライセンス取りましたから。
いつの間に。
Oops.
去年からおじいさまに頼んで、こっそり教習を受けてたらしいです。私も知らなかったことなんだけど。
だって話す必要もなかったことだし。
話す必要ないって、この寮に来た時にでも教えてくれてもいいじゃない。
Yoru probably trained because it seemed like you were interested in it.
朝ちゃんが勉強したいってなった時に教えてあげられるようにとか？
悪いですか？
なるほど。本当にお姉ちゃん思いなんだね。
Yoru's cheeks got red and she fidgeted uncomfortably. Yoru was thinking of Asa so much, it was already beyond the level of sisterly love. But getting a license in secret, it's not something you can just quickly get in your spare time. She might have used her family's influence and borrowed money for training. Yoru really excels at everything she does.
まあ、これも、私が勝手に決めることじゃないでしょうし。皆さんが良ければ。
反対する道理はないわよね。アゲハは？私も別に大丈夫よ。葵はそれでいいんでしょ？
Of course.
コモンは、それでいい？
いいんじゃないかな。それに、そうなると、布でやる際に問題になってくる重量問題もクリアできそうだし、夜は軽いからな。
When Senpai said that, I realized. That's right. There'll be a considerable weight difference if Yoru will be a pilot instead of me. And maybe...
じゃあ、夜ちゃんに決定ってことで。夜ちゃん、頑張ってね。
言われなくても。まあ、ここに来るようになった最初の頃は、 まさかこんなことになるとは思いもしなかったけど。
Like this eye is really annoying because like apparently like a small part in here is like slightly inflamed. At least it's like slightly swollen and reddened, and it's really itchy, and it's driving me fucking insane. Indeed, at first it seemed that Yoru didn't really care about our club. Yet now she's gotten so involved with it on her own initiative.
それで福座はどうする？そっちも決めといた方がいいと思うけど。福座だったら葵くんが乗ればいいんじゃない？
I still have some injuries. I was told not to fly, so if I don't have to, I think I'll pass.
私がついてっても役に立たないわね。だったら私よりも朝の方がいいんじゃない？私ですか？
Unexpectedly, Kotori gave up the seat for
だ
Asa.
ってこっそり何度もシミュレーターで練習してたでしょ？それに妹と息ぴったしだろうし、このチャンスを作ったのはあなたたち二人みたいなものでしょ？
Are you fine with this, Kotori?
何が？
Well, I just thought you really wanted to
みん
fly.
なで行ければそれでいいじゃない。
Well, I guess. What do you think, Senpai?
それに関しても異論はないかな。朝はこの中で一番軽いだろう。
Exactly. Since the glider will have different performances now, that might be the most suitable choice.
私もできるなら姉さんがいい。
ヨルちゃん？
こういう状況だし、どうせだったら姉さんがいい。姉さんと一緒に何かをやってみたい。
ヨルちゃん。
Romondas was silent, thinking about it with a meek expression. Realized that her gaze turned towards me. She wanted to hear my opinion. I also think Asa is a good choice. It's perfectly fitting since Yoda will be piloting. Also, I thought that Asa really wanted to fly. I don't know if that feeling came from my lover's ego, or if it was something else. It just felt like Asa really wanted to head for the sky.
わかった。わかりました。じゃあ、私が乗ります。
Alright, it's decided. Yoda will be the pilot, and Asa will be the co-pilot. They were the pilots of the soaring club. They were the pilots of the soaring club, aiming for the morning glory.
んじゃ、早速グライダーの修復に挑まないとね。資材はいつ届くの？
Rearranged the delivery for this afternoon. They'll come directly to the secret base.
よーし。じゃあ早速移動しましょうか。そうと決まれば全は急げってね。よし、頑張ろう。
And with that, we started working on the glider repairs once again. Thanks to Asa and Yoda, we managed to find a path. But we still have a ways to go. Now comes the tough part. Our time limit is very short. If we go for it, we can make it.
当然よ。そのためにおじい様と話をつけてきたのだから。
Since we had no time to spare, we decided to stay overnight at the base. I asked everybody at the dorm if I could skip preparing meals for them for now, and they agreed.
とりあえず簡単な食料や毛布なんかは持ってきたわよ。ポテチにカップ麺、缶詰にインスタントつけ麺。つけ麺。あとは栄養ドリンクと固形カフェインもね。
The bag Kanako brought from the supermarket smelled very dangerous, though. But is that alright, Amane? Staying with us here?
仕事があるからずっとは無理だけどな。ま、気にするなって言われる方が難しい。
Thank you very much for your help.
みんなには迷惑かけたからな。皆さん、
手伝いに来たわよ。
どうも。あれ？
みんなも来てくれたの？
だって大変そうだったし、暇だったから。まあ、やれる範囲でだけどね。ね、ゆかさん。
ええ。
Thank you very much.
あれ？なんだか今日は大勢いるわね。
どうしたんだこんなに集まって。
That's my line. Why'd you come here?
いや、アゲハが部活再開するって言うから、様子見に行ってやろうかって、あかりさんがさ。
いろいろあったせいで飛岡先生がうるさいのよ。当然だけどね。理事長に黙らされたとは言っても反対なんだから。
Tobioka's just barking up the wrong fucking tree at this point. I'm sure Tobioka is super
不
pissed.
備のある状態で飛んで、また事故でも起こしたら大変だから、そうならないように手伝ってあげようと思ってね。
というわけだ。感謝しろよ、葵。
Yes, you have my thanks. Really was very grateful. This reminded me of a lot of people's support. This reminded me that a lot of people support
母
us.
ちゃんが大変って聞いてやってきました。
おーい、差し入れ持ってきたぞ。
本当にいっぱい集まってる。
これは大所帯になりそうね。もしかしたら予想より早く進めるんじゃない？
We've lost a lot of time already. It would be best to finish as soon as possible, right?
ええ。
We started repairing the glider feverishly. We were cutting the cloth as needed and attaching it to its assembled frame. All the work was possible because of the help we'd gotten from Yoru's family. We split the work and ordered parts that could be assembled elsewhere at the factory owned by them. And we relied on Anshan's help again with assembling the frame. We managed to acquire some special wood that only Yoru's family could get on such short notice. Really now, while I'm extremely grateful for Anshan's constant help, he is no match for them.
で、これはどうすんだ？
それは美容家の方に。皆さん、休憩用にジュースを注ぎました。
小鳥先輩、タッカー取ってください。
ちょっと部屋が暑い。
そりゃ、これだけ集まったら仕方がないでしょ。つまり、これはここにこうして。
それが、そうなって、これはこうなると。これでいいんでしょうか？破風が剥がれないように気をつけながら。
俺も何か手伝えることあるか？
The repairs proceeded clamorously. Till now, there'd only been a few people here, but it was a little
先輩の人格
overwhelming.
はすごいですね。
It's not me, it's the Soaring Club, it's the nice club, that's why everyone came here.
なるほど。
It's not that they all came here just because of me or any of the other members' sakes.
まるで文化祭みたいです。文化祭の前日。
You like school festivals, Yoru?
あんまり。めんどくさいですし、時間取られますし。
I thought so.
でも、そういう価値観は理解できたかもしれません。
Even though the sun went down and the short hand of the clock past 12, we weren't finished with our club activities.
このむき出しになった箇所は。
The deadline was 3 days. Some parts still haven't arrived, but counting all that, we should be able to finish the repairs on time. The only people left were the club members and Konako.
顔を洗ってきたら、すっきりするわよ。もしくは、目の下にメンソールとか。顔洗ってくるわ。姉さんも行ってきたら？もしかして。目を開けて立ったまま寝てる。
Asa's pretty skilled, huh? With that, we continued working on the glider repairs day and night. During the day, others were coming to help us out, and we were doing our best to prepare the glider for a flight as soon as possible. We expected that this work would be very tough, but strangely, it wasn't all that hard. When everyone was frantically working together to create something, it was really fun. Wow, we are building the glider! It was an obvious fact, but we reminded ourselves of it again 3 days later.
再完成！
The glider was complete once again.
まさか、あの状態から本当にできちゃうなんてね。
fuselage had no trace of damage from the last test flight. We even polished everything up at the end, so even the old parts were shining like brand new.
先輩頑張りましたね
Asa said with sparkling eyes as she pumped her fists in the air.
なんとかなりましたね。
Nothing is impossible when we do our best.
あらあら。ちょっと前までは諦めてましたのに。
I'd rather you didn't bring that up ever again. Actually, I'd given up back then.
今度は、私が先輩を変えましたね。
え？
いいえ、なんでもないです。
しかし本当に人にグライダーなんて作れちゃうものなのね。
俺たちは直しただけだけどな。
まあ学生の言える所業ではないだろうが、去年までやってたやつがいろいろと変態だからな。
変態はひどいぞ。むしろ今年は夜の方が。誰が変態ですか？誰が。
なんだか感動
グライダー制作なんて普通はやらないものね。普段と違うことをやれば感動もひとしおだわ。
ほわー、これで飛んじゃうんだ。
Everyone made a racket. They were expressing their emotions. But, well, the really tough part comes after this. Even though the repairs were complete now, it seems the performance of the glider might have gotten worse, so we needed to think of a way to reach the morning glory. First, we needed to take it for a test flight to see how it
去
fared.
年から合わせてほんと何度も飛ぶための準備ってやつをしてきたわよね。壊れて届かなくて。
That's just how it is. We try, we give up, we don't make it, and then we do our best again.
そうね、そんなもんだと思う。
でもこうやって作ってると普段何気なく私たちが見たり触ったりしてるものが少しだけ身近に感じられますよね。ああ、きちんと人の手で作れるんだって知ることによって親近感が湧くっていうか。
If you don't know something, you must understand it. If you know it little, you can come to like it. It's true for everything, really.
確かに。
After that, we raised a toast with the juice that Konako had bought. Though we had merely gotten back to square one. Everyone else had already gone back home, but also Yoru and I were taking our time here.
あっという間の3日間でしたね。
Yeah, we sure were busy.
私すごく楽しかったです。いい思い出になりました。
Asa smiled with her whole face like a sunflower. Wasn't it tough for you? I thought the lack of sleep got to
全
you.
然。強いて言うならしばらくみんなで一緒にいすぎたせいで先輩とラブラブできなかったことが辛かったです。
I'm happy to hear
確
that.
かに、それはそうですね。私もずーっとあんな感じだったから、ちょっと欲求不満です。
When I think about it, we didn't have a chance to make out with. I didn't have a chance to make out with the two of them either. We were busy and everyone else was around, but it wasn't just that. Spending all night on repairing the glider put a considerable burden on my body. From the day we started working until we finished today, we all agreed not to spend any energy on sex. In other
と
words,
いうわけでその
aren't you
大
tired?
丈夫です。それに先輩だって溜まってるんじゃないですか。
そうね。ずーっとできてないはずだし。
Long time. It's only been 3 days.
一回会った後は毎日のようにしてたじゃないですか。
That's.
やりたい盛りですもんね、先輩。
I'm in the middle of puberty, so I can't help it. I made this excuse in my mind. Exactly. The fact the glider was finished means that we can have sex. Although no one said it, the three of us did remain here for some reason. In other words, we were all expecting it.
ねえ先輩、他誰もいませんよ。
それとも、嫌なんですか？
No, that's not it. Quite the contrary. Because of this conversation, I realized my pants were getting a little tight. Since I hadn't let it out in a while, my reaction was quite
こ
intense.
こだったら好きなだけ声を出しても平気ですし。ね。
先輩。
The screen is just... Oh, somebody hit the copy paste button. Especially since you like can't properly see their skirts like this. So if you just kind of like ignore the hair things, it's just yeah, somebody accidentally hit the copy paste. All right, I had no reason to turn them down. Oh, they both going to town on it. And see after the sex scene. They're done doing the sex. How's it feel, Asa? Yoru?
バッチシです。これでもかってくらい良好ですよ。機体も安定してますし、何も問題ないです。私の方でもきちんと操縦できてます。改造は成功っぽいですよ。
I heard their lively voices over the radio. Our rebuilt glider was soaring through the air without any issues.
操縦の方も問題なさそうね。うん。朝ちゃんもちゃんと飛べてるし。
Last time also seemed like a success at first, but in the end, but it ended up as a failure because I heard careless cause an accident.
気持ちよさそう。
When I saw them flying around and enjoying themselves, I felt a tinge of jealousy. I wished my injuries would heal quickly so I could fly again. With that, the test flight was completed smoothly, so all that was left was waiting for the real thing, for the appearance of the morning glory. And then, it was after another successful test flight. We returned to secret base. We were tired, so we took a break and went outside, and then we saw it.
空が。先輩、
That's it, without a doubt. On that day, in the eastern sky, there was a mysterious sunset that looked like a curtain to a different world. My cell phone rung. I picked it up right away without even checking the screen.
葵、空見てる？
Yeah.
いよいよ来るみたいね。明日。
You could tell how excited I was on the other side of the phone. I could feel my heart pounding too. No doubt about it. It was a sign of the morning glory.
きれい。成功したら、先輩はハーゲンダッチとつけ麺ですね。
We are finally here. We've challenged that sky once again. The next morning. Ring. Huh? This morning. Set the alarm clock earlier than usual. Time to get ready. Crawled out of bed, stretched myself, and started dressing. Even though I just got up, I was wide awake in an instant. I'm sure that due to my excitement and tension, I was only half asleep that night. Alright. I went down to the dining room and started preparing breakfast for everyone. Well, actually, most of it was prepared in advance last night. Started making portions for everyone and packing them into disposable lunch boxes. Made those so we could eat out there whenever we got hungry. I didn't prepare just for the Soaring Club members, but for the other boarders as well. They said that they would come to cheer us on later.
おはようございます。
The two of them came down while I was getting the lunch boxes ready. Good morning, you two.
先輩、手伝いますよ。
I'm fine, I'll be flying today. You'll be flying today, so take it easy in the morning.
でも、
姉さん、ここは甘えましょう。先輩は私たちに何か従ってるんだから。それを断る方が空気読めてない。
That's right. Since I couldn't pilot the glider, I wanted to do everything I could. That's why I didn't want them to help me for now.
わかった。
しかし先輩、これって何ですか？
Yoru muttered as she saw the colorful lunchboxes I had worked so hard to make. On top of the wide rise, I made a decoration with toppings arranged in the shape of a glider. Huh? Well, you're always scolding me that meals I prepare are too manly, so I thought I would try something cute for a change. It was a cutely decorated lunch. I even bought a book and studied in secret just to prepare this for today.
先輩って極端ですよね。
頑張ってくれたのは嬉しいですが、ちょっとキモいです。
What? Damn, I thought they would like it.
小鳥ちゃん、さっきからあくびが止まらないわね。早起きは何度やっても慣れないものよね。
Fuck you,
ま
Kotori.
ぶたが重たい。
Don't make me yawn or I will fucking staple your mouth shut.
たるんでるんですよ、先輩は。ほら、早く行きますよ。はーい。
It was early in the morning. We were walking through the ghostly silent town and heading to the secret base.
この時間帯の外ってなんだかちょっと不思議な感じしますよね。異世界っぽいっていうか、
静かだし、肌寒いし、ほの暗いし。夜の闇や静けさともまた違って、確かに早朝は少しだけ神秘的よね。
Think you understand that? Down so early in the morning, where we could hear the sound of the cars running across the asphalt and the whistle of people. Hustle of people. Really did seem like another world. The air was also different than during the day or night. It felt fresh and new.
ま、この時間帯に外に出る日って、得てして普通ではない。どこか非日常なイベントがある時だったりするから。その補正もあってそう感じてるだけかもしれないですが。
でも私この感じ嫌いじゃないです。
And had that peculiar early morning atmosphere.
おはよう。
Bodyguard!
飛び噂のメンツも来たか。
Huh? Kim's early too, senpai.
悪いかい？
No, quite the contrary. I'm happy about that.
本番だしね。そりゃ気になって朝から来てしまうというものだろう。
I see. So even Senpai was nervous, huh? Well, she formed this club, and this used to be her own dream after all.
じゃあ、グライダー運び出すとしましょうか。
Yeah, let's go. After we had moved the glider out on the runway, we started checking everything carefully. We examined the airframe for distortions, verified that there were no cracks or dents on the left side, the pitot tube wasn't blocked, and the releasing mechanism wasn't deformed. I examined the wheels, brakes, ailerons, and rudder over and over again to make sure everything is in perfect condition.
先輩、ちょっと確認しすぎじゃないですか？それで3回目ですよ。
While I was carefully inspecting the glider that stood on the runway, Asa and Yoru came over. It'll be too late if something happens. I have to check everything multiple times. Can't let anything happen to you two. If anything happened, I would never forgive myself. I was more thorough than ever with the inspections, and I was a little traumatized after that accident a few days ago. More importantly, I won't be flying myself.
ありがとうございます。
Alright, everything looks fine. When the inspection was finished, I breathed a sigh of relief. Guess that's enough. Apart from me, Kotori and Naoya had both checked everything as well. Guess I'll look over everything just one more time before I go to operate the winch.
今日は葵くんがウィンチ操作を行うんだったか。
Yeah, I wanted to do this by all means and asked everyone to let me, even though it wasn't supposed to be my job
気
originally.
にする必要はないって。まあ、あの二人が飛ぶんだったら、葵くんがウィンチってのが妥当な線でしょ。そうそう。息ぴったしというかね。それが妥当だと私も思うし。
Thank you, guys.
だから、気にしなくていいってば。しっかりやってきなさいよ。
No, since they mentioned, like, yes, you're in perfect sync, that's why we chose you. Like, the instant thought was, good that it's not Hiroshi and Reina then, in her route. Because as we know, they're the fucking opposite of in sync. And it's hilarious. Anyways.
頑張ってね、葵。
Yeah. It was just the winch, but still, some say the operator's job is even more difficult than the pilot's. Determining the suitable conditions for takeoff is an important task. I'll make sure to let those two reach the sky. You were staring at the glider absentmindedly with a somewhat stiff expression. Are you nervous?
そりゃ緊張しますよ。私も珍しく仕方ないでしょ。
Yeah, that's right. We had the important task to seize that sky in our stead. I checked how Yoru was flying during the test flights. I knew she had more than enough piloting skills to handle that, and she was in sync with Asa
でも
too.
必ず届いてみせますから。
Asa's words were strong and full of determination. She had become very reliable.
ええ、もちろん。先輩たちの夢はきっちりと掴んできます。
So you two, please take care of this.
当然です。
言われるまでもなく、よろしくやってみせますよ。
Naturally, Yoru, who responded brimming with confidence, was reliable too.
そうだ、先輩。お願いがあるんですが。
Yes?
終わったら、みんなで一緒に写真が撮りたいです。
Sure. When you get back, we'll all take a photo together. Even if Yoru hadn't said it, Kotri Age or someone else would have probably suggested that anyway. I also wanted to record our memories with
へ
everyone.
え。ヤルちゃん、写真も好きになった？
別に、今でも好きではないわよ。ただ、たまにそういう気分にもなってるだけ。
You don't like photos?
嫌いってわけでもないですけど、どうしてあんなものを撮るのか、意味がわからなくはありました。
It's probably because there's nothing productive about him. It's just like
で
Yoru.
も、今日は撮りたい気分。それだけです。
I see. Think this change of heart would make everyone happy.
じゃあ姉さん、点検終わったみたいだし、乗り込もう。
Two of them cheerfully began the boarding preparations. I gave them a sidelong glance, and then I went to prepare the winch. The winch was on the opposite side of the opposite side of the runway from the glider. The operator's job is enabling the glider to take off. So let's see this part here. First, just like the glider, I had to make sure that the machine was operating properly. While I was sitting there preparing the towing rope, Kanako came over.
とうとうだね。手に汗握っちゃう。
Yeah, I've been sweating quite a bit for a while too. Even though it was still chilly outside, sweat kept dripping from my forehead and running down my cheeks. Making a mistake while operating the winch could be more dangerous than piloting the glider itself. Couldn't allow myself to be negligent like last time when I caused that accident. I was staying as focused as possible. I had to be very careful while checking everything.
ギャラリーも増えてきたね。
On this side of the runway, I could see Akari, Mabo, Anshan, Hotaru, Hibari, and everyone from the dormitory who had come to watch us today. It seemed that they had come to cheer us on. To watch us today. And it seems that they had come to cheer. Okay, so I'm not retarded. They fucked up the sentence. I'm so
み
grateful.
んなが見てると勇気が出るし、力が湧く。そういうことってあるわよね。
I think that there is strength in solitude, but I can't deny that even when people gather together, it does have some kind of synergistic effect.
私は寂しがり屋だから、やっぱみんなの方がいいな。
I didn't mind either way. Now I thought that being all together is better indeed. I liked feeling when I was riding a bike by myself, and when I was flying the glider we all made together. I felt fulfilled even when I was staying on the ground hoping for success.
今、どんな気分？
Strangely enough, it was scarier than when I'm flying myself. I feel just as much anticipation as when I'm flying myself. I'm so excited.
そっか。
Yeah, even though I wasn't flying myself, I didn't feel like it was something unrelated to me at all. Even though I was piloting, it was still just as scary and just as fun.
ああ。とうとうあの子たちも親である私の手を離れて飛び立っていっちゃうのね。
They aren't really kids or anything, though.
そのくらい可愛いってこと。可愛い後輩。
I guess so. And for me, they are my girlfriends.
やっぱ私も最初からスワリング部付き合ってればよかったな。
Huh? Why's that?
みんな眩しいもの。楽しそ
But aren't you sticking with us right now? Nobody thinks of you as an outsider.
う。いや、それでもやっぱ私はどっか部外者なんだよね。だから
最初からいたかったなーって。そう思っちゃうあたり、やっぱりこの部活はすごいよ。魅力的だと思う。
Even though Kanako was praising the soaring club, it felt like she was actually complimenting me. It made me feel a little uneasy. I'm really happy to hear you speaking so well of the soaring club. Thank you very much. I said, feeling a little embarrassed.
まあ、とりあえず、残った時間は精一杯、私も楽しんじゃうから。
Yeah, let's do our best together.
先輩、準備が完了しました。
While we were talking, Yoda informed us over the radio that all preparations for departure were complete. Aga, who was holding the wing, signaled with a flag that everything outside was fine as well. Both wings were neatly level. Roger. Well then, you two. Have a nice flight.
行ってきます。
Pre-takeoff checklist complete. Clear for takeoff. Said that to everyone over the radio and put my sweaty hands on the lever. After a short pause, I shifted gears and waited for the right timing. Now go! I moved the lever and started winding the towing rope. And the rope pulled the glider. The aircraft began speeding up like a fish being tugged by a fishing line. Those were not the fucking wings that they built. Then the wheels left the ground. Those are still the same wings. Don't use a shot like that if it would ruin continuity. The gliders lifted its nose, aiming at the sky. As soon as the aircraft was launched into the air, it started descending rapidly. It was guided into the sky like a kite on a string. Now! Just as I shouted, the towing rope got disconnected. Alright! The rope fell from the glider and its parachute opened. Meanwhile, the aircraft stabilized and was gliding through the air. I was looking at it for a while. It seemed like they caught the first thermal without problems and were able to maintain a good altitude. What the fuck just happened? Oh, something fell off. So much shit is falling off this pistol. It's fucking... It is on its last fucking legs. My god. Chuck that in the trash. Hit. That guy was successful, and now, praying that they could reach the passage of clouds. Am I high, or did he take off glasses? Or did he not have glasses? Am I just high right now? Help! Help! Hold on. Hold on. He did take off his glasses! I'm not insane! Everyone was holding their breath while following the whereabouts of the glider.
本当だ！やってる！あれが風戸さんのやつか。
Just then, two familiar girls came along.
あの子たち誰？
Remember right, those were Yoru's classmates who she got into a fight with at Windy.
本当に部活やってたんだ。なんだ、心配して損しちゃった。ほんと、寂しそうだったから気にしてたってのに、ちゃんと友達いるじゃん。でも、すごいね。風戸さん、飛んでるんだ。うん。どうやら、クラスメートみたいだね。珍しい。
When Yoru comes back, I'll tell her that her classmates came by. Maybe she will make some new friends.
いけるかな？
大丈夫。二人を信じましょう。
はい。頑張ってくれ。朝ちゃん、夜ちゃん。
Everyone was looking up at the sky, their gazes following the glider as if they were praying. The aircraft was catching thermals and gradually increasing its altitude. In the blink of an eye, the glider became tiny as it passed over the windmill hill, heading for Mount Tsukubai that was behind the school. Leaving the rest here, I turned towards the glider and muttered this, even though there was no way they could hear me. Our feelings, those days. At that moment, I noticed a strange emotion suddenly sprouting within me. It seemed obvious that we had struggled so much and refused to give up with our club activities because we were aiming for the morning glory. But in truth, it was just that. I think that when we were getting carried away and working so frantically, those actions at that time itself had value. That immature idea is suddenly passing through my head. Oh, let's see. I realized it just now. Whether it was riding the bike or going on my last test flight, I had been filled with regret and despair, not because I couldn't achieve my objective. It's because I left things unfinished and couldn't part with them properly. I felt the loss when that wonderful time had come to an end. Yes, that's probably because I didn't want to lose that wonderful, brilliant, golden time. I didn't know that we were back again, Koi! Don't fucking do this to me! Hold on, I feel the need to do that real quick. Oh, something about something about an English doubtless being posted. There we go. Just felt the need to post that real quick. Go for it, both of you! I noticed I was shouting with all my strength at the glider that was soaring to the firmament with its spread wings. There's something necessary. This is something unnecessary. There's something necessary, and this is something unnecessary. Whenever I wonder what would be the best choice, I always set the most efficient schedule. Before I knew it, that way of thinking had become natural.
あの子天才だからね。家もお金持ちだし、人生イージーモードでずるっこーい。
Even though I lived a normal life, all the kids and adults around me were so jealous. Even though everyone was keeping up appearances, jealousy was always swirling at the bottom of their hearts, cursing other people's successes. Whenever I saw that, I was only thinking of myself, and that they should stop wasting their lives on useless
バカっ
things.
ぽい。
That's what I thought about everything that conflicted with my sense of values. Because it was comfortable, easy to understand, and it made me feel at ease. I have to be on top. I have to be noble. I have to be noble. I have to be reject useless things. I didn't hate that thought about myself, nor did I think that I was wrong. Still didn't think so even now, but...
鳥はどうして空を飛ぶのだろう。
Because they can sign unexpectedly. Right now, I don't think that's the case. Because birds don't think about people on the ground. When I thought about that, I felt too impudent and rigid. Wrong. It's not like that. Birds.
好きだから飛ぶんだ。
Nah, it's gonna be so fucking survival strategies. Stop trying to be deep. You're just gonna sound stupid.
え？そうよ。好きだから飛ぶのよ。なにヨルちゃん。いいの。気にしないで。そんなこと言われたって気になるよ。
When we were catching thermals, we were aiming for the mountain wave of Mount Tsukubai. According to our research, it would be difficult to reach that past through clouds, relying on normal air currents around this area. However, if we rode this mountain wave from Mount Tsukubai, it might be possible. Mountain waves are the air currents created by winds crossing over the mountains. Below them were rotor-like swirling turbulences. It's not that mountain waves always occur, but they are related to the formation of the morning glory, so it was almost certain that they would appear today. If we enter those turbulences at the right angle and catch the ascending part.
軽かったんだ。え？大事だけど軽いもの。だからきっと空も飛べるの。命の重たさに引きずられすぎると、人生の設計に埋没しちゃうと。そんな単純なことも忘れちゃう。 そっか。そうだよね。
夜ちゃん、なんなのさっきから。すごくポエマーだけど。
ちょっとそう思っただけ。新しい発見よ。そういうものがまた見つかっただけ。
なんだか夜ちゃんが怖い。
先輩が映ったのかもね。
Birds fly because they like it. Their love gives them strength. That's why they can fly. And because life isn't always so burdensome, humans can find the time to fly. That must be
まあ
it.
なんだかわからないけど、よかったってことだよね。
そう。よかったってこと。
It's not a bad thing. I found the answer to something that was bothering me all this time. Eventually, we reached a road like turbulence.
行くわよ、姉さん。気流をつかむわ。
頑張って。
姉さんも頑張るのよ。
何を？
応援を。
わかった。頑張って夜ちゃん。頑張れー。
I practiced flying in turbulences on the simulator multiple times. I was used to flying in strong winds. The pitch was relatively stable and there were no problems.
姉さん、ちょっと黙って。集中できない。
夜ちゃんが応援しろって言ったのに。
I ignored Nathan's complaints and kept skillfully controlling the glider. It's fine if we go like this.
掴んだ。
After the aircraft shook once, the vibrations had stopped. It successfully caught the ascending current and got on the mountain wave.
夜ちゃん。
The glider started climbing as if we were riding an elevator.
これ、フェーブリフトってやつ？
さ、見て、姉さん。コード系の針が面白い感じで上がってるわ。
すっごーい。
We were getting farther and farther away from the ground into the sky amongst the clouds. Then finally...
夜ちゃん、あれ？
え？
Long last. Is it that same like 3D animation thing again? The guy that reached our target altitude and the silhouette of the morning glory came into view in the distance. This is what our senpais were aiming for. The purpose of this club. To passage of clouds called the morning glory.
姉さん、唖然としてる。
だって大きいんだもん。
That's what she said. A huge passage of clouds painted by the rotating airflow.
すっごーい。
夜が明けるわね。
Sky lit up on the east. The sun was rising, dyeing the sky in golden hues. The silhouette of the huge cloud was sparkling. It was an awe before that majestic
黄
scene.
金の時間。
Didn't know that Rhea snuck its way in here. Hold on. I muttered that without thinking.
夜ちゃん、今度は何？
なんでもない。姉さん、行くわよ。
I pushed the control stick, aiming for gold.
ついた。
It was a mysterious spectacle, almost like a world from a fairy
モー
tale.
ニングクローリー。
Somehow that scene almost made me cry. It was like an island made from clouds, like another world existing in a different layer of reality.
きれい。この上歩いていけそうだね。絨毯みたい。
姉さん降りてみる？
無理無理、死んじゃうよ。
The stretched white carpet of clouds was reflecting the orange sunlight and was glittering in gold. When I saw it, those words suddenly came into my mind.
Nothing gold can stay.
え？
見つけた。そうか。そうだったんだ。
何か？ヨルちゃん、さっきからどうしたの？
姉さん、私見つけた。おじいちゃんのくれた刺繍のお気に入りの言葉の意味。
それが分かったの？
うん。
This flight certainly didn't have any objective or significance. It wasn't a big event. There were no considerable changes in our relationship. No world-changing developments, but to me it meant a lot. That's how it
大
was.
事なもの。見つけた。
よくわからないけど、それは良かったってことだよね。
My everything is itchy help.
よかったってこと。
It might be true that this discovery wasn't a huge event. It was a significant moment for me. Recently, I've been aiming for the sky, but not for the sake of a contest or any particular reason. I found my new self that had been asleep in the depths of my heart. But a self creates a new sense of values and becomes a driving force. This must be what Grandfather was talking about, a limited precious heat. Just like how windmills catch the wind to produce energy, for me that scenery that I'm seeing now became the fuel to create something new. I think that's a good thing.
安定してるね。ずっと飛んでられそう。
ここだと多分しばらくはそんな感じよ。
This huge passage of clouds was created by the rotating airflow. So if we got into the ascending side of the rotation, the engineless glider can keep flying for as long as we want it. Following the airflow born in the sky, we kept flying to the golden world.
じゃあ
That golden
運
world.
転変わる？
こんなとこで？
疲れたのよ。ここまで持ってくるのに。着陸のこともあるし、ちょっと休憩したいの。というか、そのために姉さん乗せてきたんじゃない。
そうだけど。
大丈夫。気流も風も安定してるし、難しいことは何もないから。それに、万が一トラブルが起きて何かあったら、私がすぐに代わるわ。
じゃあ、わかった。
Left the controls to Nia-san, who was sitting in the back seat. She was nervous at first, but as she flew through that serene place, she quickly regained her composure and was grateful to get some rest. For a while, I got to gaze at the morning glory as a
当たり
passenger.
前のようにあるものはいつか当たり前じゃなくなって、やがて振り返ることしかできなくなる。黄金の時間は二度と戻らない。
今日すっごく独り言多いね。
ナルシズムに浸ってるのよ。新しい価値観が生まれたから。
From Nia-san's vague response, I couldn't tell if she got it or
私
not.
は空を飛べてよかった。ずっと地を張ってばかりだったから、こんなに高いとこに来れて、こんなに綺麗な景色が見られて、すごく嬉しいの。ちょっとだけ世界を見返してやれた気分。ヨルちゃんにはわからない感情だと思うけどね。
ごめん。 ほんと私にはわからないや。
才能ある人はいいですね。
そうね。私は才能に満ち溢れているから。
But I actually did understand it. That there are people who get caught up in it, and that Nesan was suffering because of it. That's why she was longing for the
私には
sky.
理由なんてなかったのよ。先輩の言ってた通り。私にとっての空って結局そういうこと。自分にとって今まで持ち合わせたことのない感情だったから手に入れて戸惑ってしまっただけ。そうなのよね。そしてそれこそが私にとって今しか手に入れることのできない大切なものだったんだ。
Because I'm selfish. Because I'm always thinking about the meaning of things. Because even though there's no need to think, keep doing
つ
so.
まり
賭けになしに私は空を飛べてよかったってこと。それだけソアリング部が好きってこと。
じゃあヨルちゃんも正式に入部だね。
そっか。そういえば。
ヨルちゃんまだちゃんと入部してないよ。もう誰も気にしてないけど。
そうね。着陸したら考える。
It's not a bad idea. Maybe a waste of time, but it's fun. But if I like that sort of thing, it can't be helped.
そうだ、みんなに連絡しないと。
忘れてた。じゃあ私が無線入れるわね。
よろしく。ここでもきちんと繋がるのかな。
大丈夫のはずよ。
Switched on the radio. First, Aoi. He was the first person who came to my mind. Should I say first? Have we reached the morning glory? That we finally did it? Yeah, we have to report that. We had gotten here with help from everyone, so it was our duty. But that's...
葵先輩。今、モーニンググローリーの上を飛んでます。無事目的達成ってやつです。鳥が飛ぶ理由は分かりました。黄金の時間も見つけました。つまり、
I boldly told Senpai something that would make the average person so embarrassed they could die about the thing that I got to this club. That is...
青春。見つけました。
the precious heat called youth. Got a feeling that everyone heard that. No need for the ending credits. 1 year later. It was just before summer vacation. The morning classes finished after our finals were returned and reviewed. Then we ate lunch at Windy, and now we were heading to the club. Our club activities were taking place at the secret base as usual.
じゃんけんで決めましょう。
ダメだよ。だってヨルちゃん私が出す点分かってるじゃない。
But along the way, the two of them started quarreling for some
そ
reason.
れに昼食はヨルちゃんの希望通りつけ麺にしてあげたんだから、ここは私に譲ってくれてもいいと思うな。
あら姉さん、それとこれとは話は別だし、昼食と色恋沙汰をごっちゃにしないで。
3人で何かをするという意味では一緒だよ。だから先輩の手は私のもの。
ダメ。それは認められない。
Two of them were fighting over who would get to hold hands with me while walking to the club. I've seen a similar scene some time ago. In the end, our relationship hadn't changed since then. That's enough, you two. You've argued about it in the past too. I could just hold one hand from each of you, right?
私たち気づいたんですよ。それじゃあ根本的な解決になっていないということに。
そうです。それって結局、せっかく手をつないでるのに、先輩は半分ずつしか所有できていないということになってしまうじゃないですか。
Well, I'm only giving you a hand, not the half of myself. In the first place, isn't our whole relationship like this?
トータルで見ればそうです。でも、今話してるのはもっと瞬間的な話です。
Momentary.
そうです。瞬間的には独占したいんです。私のことだけ見ている時間も欲しいんです。女の子ってそういうもんです。なので、じゃんけんしようと思うんです。ね、姉さん。
だから、じゃんけんは私が負けるからダメだって。
come on, how about holding hands with one of you half of the way, and then switching to the other? I could hold hands with one of you today and the other the next time.
確かに、そっちの方がいいですね。でも、
問題は、どっちが先に手をつなぐか。
先輩、どっちの方が長く手をつなげますか？
I don't know, haven't decided where we should switch.
先輩、公平を期すためにも、ここから目的地までの距離をきっちりと2等分してください。
Like I could do that. How was I supposed to measure it? Thought that maybe if I'd chosen one to eat lunch with and the other to hold hands with while going to the club, they wouldn't have any reason to argue, but they probably would have started fighting anyways. I guess they just have those trivial quarrels instead of ordinary conversations. When I'm getting involved in those, I'm not really annoyed. Quite the contrary, I'm a little happy. I didn't dislike this atmosphere in our relationship.
結局最後までつなげなかった。
結局先輩が距離を把握しきれなかったのがダメでしたね。
You say that, but I told you I didn't know where to switch. We arrived at our destination in the middle of a
し
quarrel.
かし、そろそろ真剣に考える必要があると思うんですが。
But what?
こうやって3人で付き合ってますけど、日本って重婚ができないわけじゃないですか。だから、その問題を解決しなきゃいけないと思うんです。
Right, so here's the plan. We're going to become a politician. Is there even a way to solve it?
いっそ、海外に行っちゃうというのはどうでしょうか。重婚が認められている国に国籍を移せば。
That was a rather crafty
じ
answer.
ゃんけんで戸籍上の相手を決めるとか。
だから、それだと私が負けちゃうからダメ。
More importantly, I don't want my bride to be decided with rock, paper, scissors.
そこまで言うならじゃんけんの癖直せばいいのに。
すぐに直せないから困ってるんだもん。
じゃあ私が勝つだけよ。
だからじゃんけんで決めるのはなし。
Wait, you're going to ignore my opinion? Or rather, it's still too soon to be talking about something like marriage. And when the time comes, I have to choose a wife. I don't know what I would do. I'll just choose one, yeah.
しかし、どうやら私たちが一番乗りみたいですね。
Indeed. No one else was at the secret base yet. The others said that they were going to the candy shop for lunch. That's probably why they are late.
ウィンディにある高くて行列作ってるところですか？
Yeah, there. They had decided to go a while ago, and everyone was looking forward to it. They had been in high spirits since morning. They said it's a treat for all the hard work they put into the test.
今日はバイトないからって張り切ってきたのに。みんな遅いって、なんだか損した感じですね。
ヤルちゃん、本当に部活熱心になったよね。お父さんたち帰ってきたら性格変わったって驚きそう。
容易にオーバーリアクションが予想できるから、しばらくは会いたくないわね。
You talk about them a lot. I'm really curious about what your parents are like.
変な人たちですよ。きっぱりと。
The two of them started part-time jobs. They needed to pay back the chairman for the money he had lent us last year for the repairs. Naturally, I was working too, just like Kotoriaga and everyone else in Soaring Club. As a result, we were able to pay the money back in just 2 months. Well, the chairman probably wouldn't have argued us to pay him back anyway. Wouldn't have urged us to pay him back anyway, even though he had lent us quite a bit. Anyways, the two of them continued working even after we had repaid the money. Apparently, they had realized the joy of hard work.
そういえば先輩、テストの結果どうでした？
Unusual, I guess. Not very good, but not bad either. I did better than the class average, but not by much. It was a rather lackluster result. That's pretty much business as usual for me.
じゃあ、私と同じくらいですね。多分。
Yoru-Route?
世界史と科学がそれぞれ1問ミス。あとは全部満点。
Huh? Raise the silly voice without thinking.
ま、当然の結果ね。
夜ちゃん、だんだん成績上がってるよね。
まあ、天才ですから。なんだか調子いいんですよね、最近。バイトや部活のおかげで、生活サイクルがしっかりしてるのがいいのかもしれません。適度に先輩とあれすることによって、ストレスも発散できてますし。
あれって、嫌な言い方やめてよ、夜ちゃん。
なんで？あれはあれじゃない。
Lately, she's had a part-time job and comes to club activities. At night, she plays with us and me. Just when did she have time to study so much? Smart people really are unfair. For now, since the others haven't arrived yet, we were sitting in chairs and waiting. A framed picture placed in the center of the table had caught my eye. It was a group picture we took together after those two came back from their flight last year.
懐かしいですよね、それ。
珍しく、夜ちゃんが写真撮りたいなんて言い出してね。
なんだかそういう気分になっちゃったのよ。いいじゃない、別に。
Well, photos are a nice thing. Just looking at them, looking at this reminds me how excited I was back then. But the next time when I get the chance, I will see that scene with my own eyes. That's what I wanted at least.
お待たせ、みんな。やっぱ待たせちゃってたか。ごめんね。よーし、部活の時間だ。
Everyone else had come. Today we were going to practice an actual flight, so we had to carry the glider out of the runway.
先輩、
部活、始めますよ。
Two of them went towards the glider to help carry it out. Kotriaga and Kanako all put down their things and went with him as well. He also got up and followed everyone. Finn. Not yet. Our youth was still continuing. There we go. Now Finn. It felt like a Finn moment. I hate that phrase that I just said. I don't know why. It just sounds off. Hey, well, just like that, we're done with Yoru-Route. You know what that means? I'll be getting the Fandisk now. Also, I've already decided what I'm going to be playing after this. I'm going to get a bit heavy-handed and force an issue. I'm going to be playing Yukikoi Melt after this, just so I don't sit here awkwardly in the middle of fucking summer playing a winter game. Am I understood? Good. There's still a sin of the game having a hot teacher, apparently, and that hot teacher not having a route, which I will most likely crucify someone for. Anyways, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one and see you next time. Bye-bye. I'll still have to download the flight diaries. See ya.